Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
Shalom, everybody. Shalom. Shalom. I am Elder Rawchaa, and we are here tonight for another Tuesday night G.O.C.C. Media. Yep, the lion is in the house. The warrior lion is in the house, and we about to get busy. We are about to get busy. How is everybody doing today? Yeah, I'm drinking my BCAAs from KIIYSupplements.com. We always start the show with our beautiful Hebrew and Bible Academy. So I put the link inside of the chat. If you're new, if you're not new, you already know what it is. Make sure you go to historytimes.org to join our Hebrew and Bible Academy. The link is there. There you go. Are we in the last days? People don't know what's going on out there. The pastors are not telling them. People have to actually make guess. You understand? Because what's going on in the churches is nothing but the same old stuff. Easter, Christmas, I mean, all of these so-called holidays that they have going on. Let me make sure I turn this off here. So, all of these so-called holidays, no one knows what's really going on. You got bridges falling down. You remember the old song, London Bridges falling down? Yeah, now we really got bridges falling down. The nursery rhymes have came to life. Okay? So we got all types of bridges falling down. Oklahoma. I was talking to Elder Rawchaa. I asked him to send me a list of all of these bridges that's falling down because I can't keep up. You had one in China in February that fell down. I mean, it's all over the place. You know what I mean? Yeah, as a matter of fact, let me remember what he say here. Because I seen some of them myself. Because I seen one in Turkey. Yeah, Oklahoma, Turkey, be more. I mean, and let me tell you, one of the ones that they try to run into, it was simple as the days old. I mean, they was trying so hard. The bridge was so strong. They just running into that thing. And I'm just sitting here like the people who had the camera, they sitting here like, what's going on here? Like, or have the elite became that stupid to just think that we just going to fall for this stuff? Now, let me tell you something. What comes next after that, it's on the people of what they want to believe. Because when I saw that, I said, are you kidding me right now? And I might have to show you guys a video. I mean, the video is, let me see if I can pull this up really quick. The video is simple. Yep, this is it right here. Let me send this to myself. Yeah, this is crazy right here. Yeah, you guys have to see that. Like, they couldn't be more bold. They couldn't be more bold. Give me 1 second. There was another one that happened with some people on the bridge, and it was just like, that's as good as y'all can do. But I guess they feel like the people have just lost it that much. They put things in their arm and all that in 2020, and they're like, man, these people ain't gonna know the difference. We have them primed already. We're targeting the few who can see. I mean, excuse me, our end game is the few who can see, but targeting the people who are already on our team. It seems intentional. Let me tell you, if they come back and say this is some type of attack of somebody, I mean, and people fall for that, I can tell you right now, Babylon is already done. Babylon is already done. Let me see if I can pull this thing up, man. You guys are going to be like, wait, what? Before we get into some scriptures here, how is everybody doing out there today? I want to make sure as you guys come in, make sure you hit that like button. And come to find out that a lot of these ships, they are pre-programmed to not actually lose control like that. So, you know, people can believe what they want to believe. But the saints are awake. You guys see this one really quick. Hold up. Fair use for educational purposes only. Huh? Check this out.
Holy hell! Holy shit!
Excuse the language.
Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that barge is loose.
It was moving quick.
That barge is loose.
There's a man standing right there.
No, it didn't knock that bridge down. I don't know. Oh my God.
I feel like I'm about to throw up.
Look at the barge, how it hit the barge. Hey Tyler, keep your phone and call 911. Because they have to shut this bridge down.
How are we going to get done?
Holy hell, look at that barge, what it did. Did the guy not see it? I don't know. Look, that was loose.
It's all loose from the barge, I think.
Oh my gosh, man.
I think he's let go of it.
That one hit the other side. What bridge is this? US 59.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Tyler Crawford. This is US 59.
US 59 bridge at Kerr Reservoir.
US 59 at Kerr Reservoir. We just seen a barge hit the bridge pillar.
And barges are loose.
Barges are loose in the river right now. No, it doesn't look like any injuries or anything, but he hit the bridge.
So I wanted to show that really quick because that couldn't be any more obvious. Like something just, a bridge just, fell in Baltimore, right? And a bridge just fell in Turkey. Now this bridge is falling. It's like, come on, guys. Who are you guys trying to play here? Last week we showed on the Walking Dead and the Fear of the Walking Dead and all of these movies, I Am Legend, on how all of these bridges were falling in a time like this. Okay, where it was times of trouble and famine and just different things like that, right? So I tell you, it couldn't get more obvious. It couldn't get more obvious. Sorry, I had a little piece of lint there. It couldn't get more obvious. So I just thought I'd show that before we go into the scriptures, because boy, things are getting crazy. And people ask, are we in the end times? Are we in the last days? Right? You don't know. You can't tell. Your pastor should have been warning you. You should understand the times. You see, one good thing about this church is that we actually follow the Lord's time according to the Enoch calendar. Okay? And if you guys are new, who don't understand, what's the Enoch calendar? The Bible talks about the book of Enoch. So now if you want to be educated on it, like I said in the beginning of the class, all you have to do is go to historytimes.org, and we break down the days according to the Most High God himself. His time, his clock. Not the Roman Gregorian calendar of the Egyptians and the Babylonians and things like that. No. 364 days. With those 4 days being intercalary days, which separates the seasons. All right? Very simple. You don't need a leap year. You don't need anything technical like that. What do you mean it's 364 days? Let me tell you. I can show you better than I can tell you. Go to historytimes.org. But until then, tonight we have to stay focused on something else. Are we in the last days? We're going to go over a few things that people are talking about out there that we really don't care about, because, and when I say care, we're not worried about them. We have to stay prepared, right? We have to stay ready to not have to get ready as much as possible. and our God will do the rest. But for those of you out there who have no clue about what's going on, I know you're probably shaking in your boots, but if you pay attention tonight, you might understand that this was already written in the Bible of what you should do. And it didn't have to spell everything out for you, because the Spirit would guide you. The Spirit would guide you. And I'll tell you something. It's been so crazy. Before Passover, after Passover. Now, the Passover in itself was beautiful. I'm talking about that part, but the attacks on the body are also beautiful. You know why? Because we glory in these things, like Paul said. We glory in tribulation. Why? Because we know that what we're following is true. And our Lord and Savior came down and died for our sins. So for us to be able to take part of a minute part of this gospel and these prophecies, I mean, all praises and glory be to the Most High. I came back home, hey, windows all broken, hailstorm, like I said. Listen, no complaining. This is spiritual gaining. Are you kidding me? Spiritual gaining. No complaining. I got my little dandelion root tea right here. It's a little too hot, so I don't want to burn my tongue. But yeah, no, all spiritual gaining. See, the devil tries to do his thing, but the Most High turns it into a blessing. So you don't have to start stressing. You don't have to be second guessing. You don't have to question who your God is and will he be there for you, unless you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You see? So that's not stopping me from doing the work. My windows is busted right now. That's not stopping me from doing the work. Yeah? But it's all getting fixed now. I done did everything I need to do, and I'm going to be broadcasting from somewhere else until they fix that up, and I'm going to be right back, and we right back on the ball. Like Paul said, when he got stoned or when he got shipwrecked, whatever he went through, listen, and I don't need people to, Elder, is everything all right? Everything? I just pray for me. Keep me in prayer. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep going strong, because we're going to go through way more than this. I'm fine. My name is Gabar. That's called warrior. My name is Lion. There's nothing that a lion does where he can be weak. He or she can be weak. When you go for the prey, it's never an easy takedown. And you might need a little help. You might need a little help to take down the prey. But when you sit down and feast, you feast. See? Oh, yeah, Elder with the rhymes. I mean, I just be messing around, man. But I might got a little rhyme or two. I don't know. You know. You see? So, but I want you guys to prepare, because this is what I want you to understand. What I've learned and what I've already had in my mind and my spirit about this, in my opinion, man-made weather warfare. There's some things out there called HAARP. There's a lot of different things out there, okay? Doppler systems and things that they have, all types of things that they have, cloud seeding. These are things that are out there. This is not something I'm making up. And, what I've learned is that these greenhouses and growing food indoors, it's a very smart thing to do. It's not something you have to do. Yes, you can still grow food outside. You can. Depending on your area, though, you have to pay attention. And Texas is under spiritual attack, because Texas started independent. I'm not bragging on Texas because I'm from here. This is just so happening where I'm at now. I'm from Louisiana, but this is just so happening where I am at now. They're under attack. And let us not think that there's not some inside jobs going on. I'm just telling you the truth. See? All of Esau is working together. But will it probably last longer than some other places? Definitely. But no place on the earth will be safe until we get to the wilderness. No place on the earth will be totally safe. Some places will be safer than others. But why am I saying this? Are we in the end times? Because you need to prepare. Okay? You need to prepare on all levels. Physically, people need to be working out. If you still giving excuses, that's on you. You can't expect your brother to keep looking behind, trying to carry you because you didn't want to get yourself in shape. Yeah. Listen, where there's a will, there's a way. Talk with the elders, like, listen, it's time for people to start getting themselves in shape. Everybody ain't got to be a bodybuilder. Everybody do what you do, but I'm gonna tell you, you know what this is going to be about. In the army, you get shot, they carry you, whatever, but if you down and we in a live war, you got to go get the casualties when it's finished. Try to make yourself not a casualty now. Try to make sure you can run, climb, and swim. I'll just put it that way. Try to make sure that you can run, climb, and swim. Why do I always say, a lot of you laugh when I say, can you run from a dog? Maybe some of you can't. Okay, if you can't run from a dog, then you better make sure that you can fight like a dog. I watched a video earlier on Facebook where this hog came and, start, aggressively attacking this older gentleman. Okay, you finna take some boxing. Ain't nothing wrong with a little boxing. But let me tell you, you need to learn some Steven Seagal. Quick In the end time, we ain't worrying about no points. Point fighting. Point fighting is cool, but in the end time, I'm taking you down quick. I ain't got time to be no points and getting on the ground. Jiu-jitsu. I know jiu-jitsu, but jiu-jitsu to take you out quick. In less than a minute, if you ain't going down, it's a waste of my time. I ain't got time to be showing no boxing skills, fighting for the white man and showing I can get a belt. I'm taking you down in less than a minute. And if it take 2 or 3, it's too long. I need more practice. Okay? I'm just telling you the truth. All that look good, I did it before. I trained with them. But in reality, and I'm being serious. So if you can't run from a dog and some type of weird zombie deer or dog is coming after you or some hog, you're supposed to be strapped with a little poker on your side. A little poker. You're supposed to play a little poker game. See? Because the old gentleman, he called for his dog. The dog did not come for him to help him. These dogs be straight fronting. Man, I got some cats around here. I never even liked no cats. I used to think cats was only for white people. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be honest. Until I got on this land. Every time somebody had a cat, I'm like, I ain't coming to their house. I got cat hair all over the place. You see? So, but on the land, they kill the mice. They kill the field mice. So, and then I noticed, I'm like, when the dogs come around, they start barking. And then the cats, and next thing you know, the dog running up on it. I'm like, man, you got to clean the dog poop, walk the dog, go buy dog food. I'm like, this dog eating better than my children. Man, yeah, you out of here. So I decided this time not to get a dog unless I can afford to have it properly trained. And if his butt can't go poop in one area and do like the cats. If you ain't smart enough to learn what the cats do, I'm sorry, you ain't for me. I ain't picking up your poop. Okay? That's just me, though. Black people be giving away dogs after a while. But back to the subject. If you can't run, I'm telling you some serious stuff. If you can't run, you need to be able to defend yourself. Taser, a poker. I'm going to say poker. Because if something's attacking you and you can't really necessarily fight and it's biting you, you gotta go for it. You gotta play a poker game with it for a second. I'm just telling you the truth. We need to be able to do what we need to do. That's why, listen, my children, I made them all watch Walking Dead. You need to watch Walking Dead. I don't want to hear you scared of those zombies. Guess what? You see Rick, little son, and all the little white kids on there getting down? You need to know how to get down. See? So this is the reality of it. Israel is an army. And I'm talking about first in the mind. The mindset. I ain't talking about walking around militant like. No, I'm saying like just the mindset to get through tribulation. When you cry. When the last time when we cried, the Most High sent an angel down to help us out? That's because he knew we were stronger than we knew. See? That's because he knew we were stronger than we knew. And we still had to go through things. So in this time, we learned why the Most High put us through all of those things to be able to survive in this time. When I went to Egypt, And I was so stressed out about all of the way they run this third world country. And now I see why I had to go through that, to be able to come here as this place turns into a third world country now. Where you got 4 or 5 guys with the internet cord going from roof to roof and they all splitting it. And you thinking you getting you straight T-Mobile service. T-Noble. For real. So we need to seriously, every single person needs to seriously do something that's going to get that heart pumping and flowing, and some cardio too. Okay, sometimes bodybuilders, they be swole, but then they can't run. So you got to make sure you do your little cardio as well. But some of us know how to do cardio while working out. Some of us going to do 200 push-ups in a set, 200 shorties in a set. That's going to be cardio for you right there. You see? And then you're going to have the guys on the side talking about, man, them ain't full reps. But the guys who still saying they ain't full reps, they still only can do 30 full push-ups. Are you kidding me? Well, the guys doing 200 shorties, they can actually do 100 plus full push-ups. So then and that's just because you know, they got that little paperwork. Man, that's garbage. If you don't really know how to get down and use it for the right reason, it ain't worth it. I'm trying to tell you, these days today, it's a lot of stuff going on where you're going to need to have your mind right, because people are losing their mind. I'm going to tell you some things. Like, when I came back, I was talking to the elders, Rawchaa and Rawchaa, and I'm like, Elder Rawchaa was talking to the leaders not too long ago about we need to pay attention to people who may be kind of not all there in the society, because some people put something in their arms and things like that in 2020, and that was their choice. People have their choice to do what they want to do, but people are losing it. I have to literally call about 5 times, maybe more sometimes, to make sure that a job is done. I mean, it was so many things happening, and I'm like, are you all there? Are you all there? And I mean multiple scenarios. And I'm talking to other people, and they like the same thing. Customer service, it's not even just about customer service. You have to do your job, people's job for them, and they're getting paid for it. And I'm not condescending. I'm literally like, wait, you got this in a month ago, but you're supposed to do this. So I'm getting ready to be behind on this because you didn't do your job. And I called you and emailed you about 5 to 10 times already. And you told me you were going to do it, and you still didn't do it. And let me tell you, boy, woo. I'm not going to lie. Boy, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to, that make me want to, hey, I'm going to just tell you, get me a little frustrated. That's all I'm going to say. And then I have to get like how the white people used to be. I'm just going to have to get my lawyer, because I had to tell somebody the other day, I said, you know what? At this point, the way you guys are acting, I'm ready to put my hands on somebody. And I had to tell them straight up, I'm ready to put my hands on somebody. And I said, but I can't do that. I said, so I'm going to have to get with my legal team, and then I'm going to have to let them fix it, because I can't put my hands on you, because then I'm going to be in jail and not be able to provide for my children. So if you don't fix this, my legal team is going to be writing you a letter. And I'm not making a threat. This is serious. I'm a man of my word. That's one thing about me. I'm a man of my word. And then now they want to get everything in order. And then you still got to check one more time to make sure they did it. So I've been dealing with this after this code. Don't go at Home Depot to Lowe's. Oh my goodness. People, they don't know. They don't even know how to do their job. I don't even know how they get jobs over there. I've never seen so many sisters working at Home Depot. Ooh, I drank that too fast. I've never seen so many. I've never seen so many sisters working at home. I mean, and they got to do what they got to do. But I'm like, man, this thing is changing up. I've never seen so many sisters working at Home Depot and Lowe's. I'm like, man, what's going on here? You see? So this world is crisscrossed, upside down, all over the place, like upside down cake. And we're gonna show a few things, and we're gonna go into some scripture. We're gonna go in 2nd Ezra tonight. We're gonna go into a few scriptures because this is bad right now. We are in the end times. For one, you have this so-called eclipse they're talking about. You got Biden, Lord. Let me see what I want to go into first here. Let's go into, you know what? Let's go into this first. Because Texas is under attack, in my opinion. The chicken farm is burning. Still burning, excuse me. And excuse any background noise. There's wind blowing. It all of a sudden want to blow now that I'm doing my show. One moment. Let me pull this up for you guys. We're going to have to be grateful in these times and not focus on things that don't matter. All of these material things, let me tell you something. You come into this world with nothing and you leave with nothing. So the gospel is the same way. You're going to get things. They're going to come and they're going to go for the purpose of the time or when you need them. Money is not because so you can ball around. Yeah, you can still get nice things and clean. You're Israelites supposed to be holy and royal. But I'm talking about, Paul said we should use the world but not abuse it. Because everything is dying. You know what I mean? Everything is dying. Everything is falling. It's no need to waste. Everything should be purposed. And I was talking about, right, before we go into this, the greenhouse thing, because when the storm came, the greenhouse had a little damage, but not to the point to where the food didn't survive. Now, obviously, I had some gate up and other things, so rabbits and other things couldn't eat my vegetables. So some of them did survive, but I'm going to build it a lot stronger. But I really am going to go the route of more so greenhouse on most of my stuff. Most of it. because of these storms. They just so unpredictable now. It's just crazy. Obviously, you got to have your grain growing outside, and hopefully you don't lose that. But unless you got you a huge high tunnel of grain, but you really want to still try to grow certain things outside if you can. So that's why I'm saying that. But why? What is my ultimate point I'm trying to make? You are going to need to save more food than you plant. I'm going to say it again. You are going to need to save more food than you plant. Yes, we're getting all this land and doing all of these things, but I'm going to tell you something. Get you a shipping container or something if you got land. Yeah, get you a little shipping container because the weather ain't moving that. The weather is not moving that, and if you got you enough money, bury that thing. Bury it, put a vent on it. The ground will insulate it then. But if you can't do that, get you a little shipping container. You can store a lot of things in there. But if you have it up high, you might want to try to insulate it. Frame it and insulate it. You can do it yourself too, or you can hire somebody to do it. Put you a vent on there, whatever the case may be. And then I'm talking about the people who can do things like this, right? If not, you got you a shed or you got some place to store your food or underground storage, whatever you have. You want to store more food than you can plant. Why? The weather is so unpredictable. And you want to store it in a way to where if you need to move from one place to the next and you need to go rent a U-Haul or you got a truck or a trailer, you have some people from the church or whoever help us load that thing up. Now you bringing your stuff to the next place. It's getting that serious. So, fruit trees. I'm not putting all my fruit trees really in the ground like that. To a certain degree, maybe some of them. But for the most part, I need to be able to pull them things up out of there. Put them in containers. Load them up. Maybe if I only have a day or two, load them up, bring them to the next place. This is where things may be going. Until I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you. Or you just got you a few different places with all of the stuff at the same time, but everybody can't do that. So I'm just saying you got to start to think outside of the box. Okay? Because fruit trees are assets. I'm not just going to leave anybody my fruit trees if I go from one land to the next. I'm not leaving them with my fruit trees. You know how much those things cost? Thousands of dollars. Some of us got 50 to 100 plus fruit trees that you didn't pay $30 for, $50 for, $70. Some fruit trees $100, $200. So you have to be very wise, because this is the thing why I'm saying that. If you put them in the ground, they get used to that environment. Now you have to clip the roots and clip it down just to transfer it. It has to start all all over again. It has to start all over again because it's in so much shock. So if you put it as they grow, if you put it in a big enough container, hey, it's going to take some help for men to pick that thing up and put it on the truck, or you get, a tractor or a forklift or something to put that thing up. But what I'm telling you, hey, we got to start thinking. Got to start thinking. And if you got to leave everything behind, you got you a little RV. And for those of you who think you can't get it, you're thinking wrong. Let me tell you, I hooked up with Issachar. Let me tell you, hook up with Issachar. Let me tell you, the right one though. And you make your little relationships with friends of mammon. Facebook Marketplace, they got cheap RVs they selling. If you can't afford to get nobody to fix it up for you, you get in there and fix it. Now you got to do the business and make sure it works. Don't get played. And they give you some molded and all that. You have to do your due diligence on that. But I'm telling you, you get that with a truck to pull that thing, make sure because every RV needs a different truck to pull it. You guys have to study and do these things for yourselves. We just messengers. Okay? And you load that thing up as much as you can. So you got some food and water on the way. You just need to have different little things as much as you can. Things prepared, okay? So I just thought I'd put that out there before we go forth, of little tips as we go forth into the time where some people in the world think it's just doom or gloom. I'm going to tell you, you probably like, well, Elder, I don't got 15,000 or 10,000 for no RV. I've seen them for 1,000. I've seen some giving them away for free. I've seen $2,000, $2,500. And let me tell you, they don't really change too much from the frames and stuff. And you try to look for something that somebody's been taking care of. You be patient, obviously, when you're looking, but they be out there. You can get it. You can do it. Do you have to pay for it, a facility to store it, or can you keep it on your HOA? Or you have to do research on all of these things. You get you a good enough one when you're not using it. You're like, man, well, Elder, this is costing me money to pay for this storage to keep my RV. Well, if you got a good enough RV, or you fix it up good enough, because people on YouTube are flipping RVs. They buy them and sell them. Or you just take it and you can rent it out like a churro. And now you're making money, and it's going to pay for the rent of where you're keeping it. Or it'll give you back the money, or you're just making money from it and you have it to go. And you done made enough money now to buy your brand new one. So we have to think outside of the box. And it's enough room for everybody to do it. Don't think it's enough room for everybody to do it. Sometimes you look for Turos, Airbnbs, these RV rentals. Sometimes it's not enough people doing it. But you want to get in front of some of these things before AI does. Before AI is taking all of the jobs and doing things. We have a small space of time. Okay? Yeah. So, but anyway, I want to put these things out there. So, let us go forth really quick. Let me show this little chicken farm really quick for you guys, okay? They're still attacking. Fair use for educational purposes only. Okay? Fair use for educational and religious purposes as well. Why? Because we have the right to see the signs of the time. Right? So why are they still attacking? Why are they still attacking the chicken farms? And you probably like, how do you know they're attacking? Well, what's the coincidence of things keep catching on fire of things that we put on our table? Our daily sacrifice on our table. The daily sacrifice people go out and work for to come back and eat their daily sacrificed food that they sacrifice for their God. Obviously, for those of you who are new Christians, we're not talking about the old ancient sacrifice of the law. We're just saying the daily bread that we put on the table. Right? Why are they doing this? You probably like, well, who you mean? Who's doing this? Let me tell you, there's spirits of vengeance. In the Testament of Solomon, there's an angel who starts forest fires, who does like whirlwinds. This is in the Testament of Solomon. So you got to get in our history. You got to go to historytimes.org and get our Hebrew and Bible Academy, because Elder will be going into that in the near future, into the Testament of Solomon, because you need to know how to go into this book. Trust me, or you can fail by trying to do and use some of these old ways to take out demons, and then you fall and fail from it. We don't use that anymore. We have Christ. He's over all demons. So let the teachers teach you how it's supposed to be done. But I'm telling you, there's spirits that does these things. Demons. Okay? You got people coming from, I'm going to tell you something. There was just big fires in Texas. You got people now coming from up north, I'm hearing, down south where we are, to buy all of our cows down here to bring them back up north, because they've lost so many cows up there in this fire. This is serious. This is war. You thinking your guys will come down and float down and be like, hey, I'm going to just take you. Let me tell you, we in Jacob's trouble. That's what it's called, Jacob's trouble. He shall be saved out of it, but just not just like some magic trick. We have to work for our kingdom. Right? We're going to have to work for our kingdom. It's things that we're going to have to do and prepare. The Most High wants to see us build our own kingdom. He's forcing us to work and come together. And I like how Elder Rawchaa brought out that they are doing something like a scorched earth situation, where they take out all the food, and when the people try to depart, they pretty much got them. Like, if you haven't saved food, you don't got your guard. Let me tell you, they hitting people from all levels. They even attack some of these solar things, talking about some of the solar, the chemicals inside of the solar panels can leak into the ground and mess up the groundwater. And I said, good Lord, these people. So now you got to make sure outside of your well that you got rainwater. So they sell these big old tanks. I'm talking about the big tanks. Whatever you get, you get. But I like the big tanks that last you for a few months, that they used to have over there in Egypt. You see? You got to fill that thing with a water hose and put your tablets in there, whatever, to have you that, or you use your rainwater. Or you got a creek around there, you can build you a filter to pump that water in there, but you still got to put some in there to make sure it's clean. But I'm just saying, this is where it's going. They shall wear out the saints of the Most High. He that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. Why did Christ say that? Because it's like the Hunger Games. Who can make it from point A to point B? That's what the Hunger Games was about. Who can make it from point A to point B? Huh? Man-made famines to them are games, war games. Who is going to be smart enough to take the wisdom of the elders of the Most High to save food, save water, survive, and be willing to fight for their kingdom? This is the Hunger Games. See? Take down the bridges over here, over there. Let me tell you, just a good feeling ain't going to get you through. Faith without works is dead. Oh, I know my God going to take care of me, and yeah, but I ain't going to do nothing about it. I'm just going to say that, and that's it. Get ready. You are strong. Israel. Jew and Gentile alike that's following Christ. We can do it. Fair use.
To burn right now just northeast of Brazos County. That's near Bryan College Station. Those huge plumes of smoke you see on your screen right now coming from a chicken farm that caught on fire. Crews on scene say the fire could burn for several days. As of now, there are no reports of any injuries, and it's not clear yet what sparked the fire.
Keep up to date with all of San Antonio's top news, weather, and...
So, that's that. There they go. Oh my goodness, it's a bird flu. Oh my goodness, the birds sing. Are you kidding me? When you live on land, birds naturally come. And naturally, even when nothing's going on, you might see a bird dead every now and then. You might see any animal dead. Are we not getting the flu when we see roadkill every day? We see roadkill all over the place. Why is there no flu that comes out when there's roadkill on almost every road all over the United States of America? No one gets a flu when there's this dead carcass is just... So you telling me some bird got some flu, but this dead carcass that's all over the place. Do you know how perfect the Most High made the earth? The sun kills the germs. The buzzards can eat bacteria. The pigs can eat these things. Certain parasites and worms can eat these things and not get harmed, to clean the earth. Lobsters, shrimps, crustaceans eat diseases and does not die so that we can live. But some bird is coming from your land and your cow, and then they fly to somebody else, and all of a sudden, are you kidding me right now? The little pelicans and the little birds, they just come to eat the crayfish that's in the open little plains. And then it's just what they do. They fly all over in the order that the Most High put them in, eating little bugs, mosquitoes, and frogs and snakes. You know what I mean? And even when they say it's some type of bird flu, birds still flying around. You're gonna have these white people all over the place where you got to put up a high gate to where they roll by your land. They sitting there like some agents, like, yeah, we just seen the birds fly on your land. We need you to evacuate. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna need you to evacuate. I'm gonna need you to not step over this line because it says no trespassing at all. Period. This is where this thing is going, man. This is where this thing is going. I think I got an article on that. Let me see here. Thought I had an article on that. Let me see here. I think I might. They're attacking the things the Most High told us to eat. And I bet you the vegans is happy. Let me tell you, vegans, you can't be too happy. And we're not talking about vegans who are positive, righteous vegans. We talking about vegans who tries to make some type of doctrine or something like that. Like, do you know the GMO that they use in this stuff? Don't go there. Don't go there. The vegetables is barely having nutrients these days. Let me tell you, they knew the vegans was gonna get mad. Let me tell you, the vegans in turn into gangbangers against the meat eaters. See? They are trying, let me tell you, these people are trying to attack everything that God made. Living souls and all the food. Fair use. They want your cows while you might stumble on them and they still got their cows.
Dairy cows. Bird flu has been detected in dairy cattle across Texas, Kansas, and possibly New Mexico, alarming U.S. regulators. Despite the outbreak, officials assure the public that the milk supply remains safe due to the virus-killing process of pasteurization. The USDA confirmed the presence of a highly
The virus killing process in pasteurization. And then next thing you know, they say, you know what, it's getting so bad, we're going to have to put the 2020 inside of the milk. That's what I'm going to call it now. They have to put the 2020 inside of the milk. Huh? We need to put the jibby inside of the milk. We're already pasteurizing it because it takes away the germs. As if it hasn't been proven that raw milk does so many great things. But you know everything today for mass production, how they have to do it. See?
fatal avian influenza in cattle, marking a first in the disease's history. The source of infection appears to be wild birds, with dead birds found on some affected farms. Investigations into sick cows.
You don't think Esau was out there hunting them birds? Let me tell you, and from so much of this new technology, birds have been falling out the sky from the way that you understand the world powers are controlling this world. With all their pollutions on every level. What about when it's a bunch of birds dying? Are you telling me they're not catching the bird flu when they just falling out the sky? So at that time, because you're not trying to push an agenda, there's no bird flu and a bunch of birds are just falling out the sky, right? But because it's convenient now for the beef, you're just tying these two together. You know how long we've been seeing birds falling out the sky and they didn't call it a bird flu? They didn't even call it a bird flu when birds was falling out the sky. When we were like, man, look at all the prophecies of God. The water turning red, the fishes dying. Let me tell you. What happened to the fish flu? All the fish was dying in the water. Octopus is getting washed up on shore. And you know, I mean, guys, we have to wake up. And I'm definitely talking about the beginners, the novices, and possibly the very elect who are deeply rooted and understand. Sometimes they are deceived too. Oh my goodness, the eclipse is coming. We're going to talk about the eclipse tonight too. I know Elder went into it. We're going to show you how to not be dismayed at the signs of heaven. And like Elder Rawchaa said, there's good bacteria in a lot of things in its raw form of how the Most High intended our actual gut to work. Some of us don't even have bacteria popping off in the gut no more. The first thing I do in that morning, I'm preparing my gut for my meals. Listen, I got yogurt popping off, you see? And it's better if you can make your yogurt, but if you have to buy it, you need to learn which brand to actually buy. And the one with fat is actually better, okay? Because you can get some K2 and D3 in that thing, okay? And if you eat tzatziki, you got prebiotics from the cucumbers, or you get your little onions and bell pepper in there, the prebiotics, and you got the probiotics, which will make the postbiotics. See? So I eat my little yogurt in the morning. I got my MSM and my moringa, all of this for the colon and the gut. I do this every morning. Then I take my health starts in the gut. So I got all different forms of bacteria. I got probiotic gummies sitting right here. So I'm preparing that gut in the morning. Some of you juice, this is good. Preparing that gut early in the morning. And then after that, I'm going to eat me a nice steak. Because I eat steak and eggs after that. An hour or two after my workout. But the gut, these things, cottage cheese. Now listen. I haven't got on the cottage cheese yet. I'm still not there yet. I'm trying to prepare my palate and my taste buds for that. But I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna stay on the yogurt and the sauerkraut. I'm just not there yet on that. But there's so many different choices of what you can eat. They have kefir, sour cream. You can make your own sour cream. The sour cream that we make at home is far more superior. The yogurt and the kefir is far more superior than what's going to be at the store. Far more probiotics in it. So you got people walking around with a empty gut. When I mean empty gut, not really empty, but I'm talking about it's empty of its actual things that's good for, like probiotics. And we're not talking about overloading with probiotics just to heal your gut. It's things you have to prevent. It's a certain diet you need to have. It's a balance of everything. And exercise is one of the main things that's going to help you out too, okay? So, we don't want to turn it into a health lesson, but I'm telling you, it seems as if they're trying to take away certain things that the Most High said and called good. When the angels came down before they destroyed Sodom, they were drinking raw milk. They were eating beef. They didn't need some science back then. They didn't need to heat the milk up back then. They didn't need to say, oh, let's not kill the poor animals. The angels didn't tell Abraham. I'm trying to figure out how these so-called biblical people are telling people, we shouldn't kill and eat animals. Well, are you better than the angels? The angels is like, yeah, we finna eat that thing. Before we go to destroy Sodom, man, that's some good steak and ground beef right there. And that milk. And that butter. Okay, so they're destroying the things that the Most High said is good for us. But we need to try our best to go back to get these things in their original form as best as possible. All right, let's finish this thing. This is silly stuff that if we believe this stuff, we will not be able to endure to the end.
Avian flu in unpasteurized milk samples, but pasteurized milk is deemed safe. Experts, including Dr. Jim Lowe, emphasize the absence of risk to public health, noting the disposal of contaminated milk. Regulatory guidance ensures milk from sick cows is either diverted or destroyed, maintaining the integrity of the commercial milk supply.
Now, let me tell you, I only use milk like that. If I use milk like that, I'm going to tell you what I do with it. I use it as a filler. That's it. If I want to make some macaroni and cheese, I'm not going to go buy no raw milk and waste it. Because, you know, if my goats are not milking or my cows are not milking, I'm going to use that thing as a filler or to use the milk to make different things. You can use it because if it's going to be pasteurized anyway, you get the cheapest one without hormones. You can make you some cooking cream. There's all type of things you can make. But drinking milk, I'm going to be honest, raw milk has been proven. I have to be careful. Can't say it. Raw milk is it. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? So there you go with that thing there. But one second, let me before we go into the scriptures. Let me tell you, these people all over the place, and they see the job of the the job of the devil is to be the Wizard of Oz, a magician, to cause and bring fear. Don't forget, Elder brought out. I hope you guys are subscribed to his Patreon, boy, because they drop some hard stuff on the Patreon. And now, some of these things people came to me about with these parties and things like that. So I'll talk about that a little later in the show. When I was in my 20s, my early 20s, before hopping into the truth. So I pretty much understood some of these things, but they went very deep into it, a little bit more. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that, all right? Fair use on this video as well, for educational purposes only.
Has prompted some concern. A highly viral strain of bird flu has been circulating for years. It has also been found in other animals, but officials say this is the first time the virus has
So it's been found in other animals. The bird flu had been found in a cow. I'm like, huh? Why y'all didn't tell us that if it been going on for years?
transmitted to a person from a mammal. Experts say the recent human infection is...
This is the first time it's been transferred from a person to a mammal. To a person from a mammal.
To be tied to a recent discovery of the virus in cattle in the United States. The CDC says overall the risk to the general population...
Now, what we need to be worried about these cattle is how they are treating these cattle to put out certain beef products in high production. The problem is overall high production, pushing things too fast. That's what's going on. What about that, people? What about that, news media? What about when we go to farms and these poor cows are being pushed to milk so much to where they're falling on their feet? I mean, falling off their feet. Huh? And then you push these things off in places like McDonald's. This is what they're saying out there. What about that? You should be telling people that McDonald's might make you sick if you're treating cows like that, because these are actual facts that's out there, man. This thing, get up out of here, man. We should be talking about that. So you'll have the obvious in front of you, but when there's agenda that needs to be pushing a distraction, there's another flu all of a sudden when they say so. Something that comes from Africa dealing with some bats. And our people in Africa let these people do this stuff. So I never want to hear about Africa having some power. Africa has no power. It has no power. It's not the homeland. It's not the motherland. We don't want to hear that garbage anymore. I've been over there and seen them getting smacked up by Egyptians and all that. There's no power over there. They're running from other countries, marrying white women to survive. This is the reality of it. And their own people are selling their own people out still to this day. There's only Christ. So some people, they come into this truth as an Israelite, and then they come over here, well, Africa, we do it. We don't want to hear how you do it over there. If you could have been telling us how you did it over there when the people who have so-called power over there come over here and rescue us. The Most High have woken up the humble over here, who the people have looked down on. People over there have come over here as Gentiles and gotten the same benefits as Gentiles. I'm not saying every single person, because I got a lot of African brothers that I love. And I have people in my family that's from Ghana and Nigeria, for sure. So don't think I have something against Africa, but I must speak the facts. And I speak them to my own family. Africa ain't did nothing for us. But what I'm saying is, to get back on subject, before I digressed, is they have so much power, but they allow the white man to come over there saying they got some type of Ebola from some bats in some cave somewhere. And nobody's saying anything. Now there's some leaders who are stepping up to some things. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking about I'm talking about the people who keep pushing this to us like that's our motherland, that's where the real Israel is and all this. No, it's not. No, it's not. I've lived over there in Europe and all that, where brothers is telling me why they're leaving their own home country. Huh? They're migrating in other countries, in Russia and European islands and all that. They're struggling no different than us. We're all under the same curses. But when our people come over here with this Africa, I personally don't want to hear about no Africa. Haven't done anything for me. And I used to speak to them when I was over there in Africa, and they passed me up without telling me anything. So I'm not even worried about that either, though. But I'm just saying, there's no power over there. And us over here, we the only people speaking up. You got my sister like Candace Owens is now speaking up. I praise the Most High for the sister, because she's like a modern day Esther in my opinion, because she was taught one way, but she's learning and transitioning another way. She's let me tell you, you might look down on some of these people. Well, she's married to a white person, but don't forget, Moses was educated. He was not from the hood. That's the thing we forget about. Moses was not from the hood. So sometimes the Most High is going to use some different people as well. I'm not calling her Moses either. I'm saying Moses was educated. He was not from the hood. But he learned, as the scripture says, to come and be down with his people like she is learning. You can't shoot a person, before they come up. Can't kill them before they come up. Let the sister transition. She's starting to learn and get closer and closer, and it's obviously that the Most High is dealing with her to a certain degree. You see what I'm saying? So, and yeah, she's married to a Gentile. Before we were a nation of Israel in the wilderness, Moses married a Gentile because that Gentile actually saved him when no one was bringing him food. Before he had the laws, statutes, commandments from the mount with Christ, he had married this sister because she helped him out. When then you got our people who come with the law that they just now got to come and judge him. Who saved them? Are you kidding me? So we focus so much on the wrong things. But I digress on that. Let's get back on subject. We let these people tell us that something came from Africa in some cave with a bat. Look it up. The Marburg, all this stuff. These people are still saying that this stuff came from somewhere in Africa. I'm like, are you kidding me? And our people, simple as the day is old, still, I'm going around and people still, you know, they can do what they want. They masked up like it's some Illuminati party. Huh?
Low. Experts say at this point there's no evidence of person-to-person spread or concerned milk could be contaminated.
But the reality is that pasteurization can kill the virus. This virus is quite susceptible to heat, and as a result of that, heating the milk up to the temperature required for pasteurization can easily kill the virus.
Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you. It seems like their major argument is heating the milk. That's not spelling it out for you, that the importance of raw milk. They like, yeah, you know, the virus is this, but you can do this from heating the milk. When you walk around with your gut not being balanced off, guys, you're prone to sickness. Very easy. That's why the Most High's diet was very similar to the Mediterranean diet, because it consisted of living organisms, living things that he made to keep our gut balanced. Okay? So, thank you, Rawchaa. So, it's a little bit more important than we think right now to take some of these things serious. So I'm not just saying them to be deep and saying them because I'm your elder. I'm telling you the truth that needs to be put into action. We let me tell you, we are in the last days if you've questioned it. We are. That place that's called spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. I'll give you a reason probably why the Most High called it. There's just one reason. And this is fair use. These people's views is not our views. This is for educational purposes only. And I can play this because this is the actual government speaking this themselves. All right? We don't pay attention to the side comments. People are going to make their comments, whatever. But
everyone's celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility. I want you to know that your president sees you. Jill, Kamala, Doug, our entire administration sees you for who you are, made in the image of God.
1 second. Somebody asks, is that the Daniel diet? Listen, what I'm saying is, whatever the Most High called good, good. Whatever the Most High called good, good. Whether it's beans, whether it's meat, whether it's vegetables. Because some people in our church before try to tell somebody that they only need to do the Daniel diet and all this. A diet is temporary. Okay? Eat what the Most High called good. If you're on a certain diet, a lot of times, the way that people are telling you you go on diets, the way that it's marketed today, usually diets are temporary. Eat what's good for you. We can't have everybody. I would not tell somebody eat something that may be good for me that's not good for them. I can't do that. It's up to us to study what's good for our own gut and our health. We all been through different things.
Serving of dignity, respect, and support. But we know it's hard when there are those out there who don't see you and don't respect you. For example, the onslaught of anti-transgender state laws attacking you and your families is simply wrong. This administration is standing up for you against all these hateful bills. And we're committed to advancing transgender equality in the classroom, on the playing field, at work, in our military, in our housing and healthcare
in the
systems,
classroom,
everywhere.
On the playing field, at work. You need to, let me tell you, it's time to forget about crying, and it's war. It's war right now. We're fighting for our kingdom. If you want to allow your children to go through, people trying to manipulate them into different alternative lifestyles, that's going to be on your fault. If you don't know your children, you think you know them, they telling you yes sir and yes ma'am at home, when they go to school, hey, there's some freakism going on, but then they come back. Let me tell you, America have taught our children how to be good actors. And then as you grow up, you're getting ready to dip to the wilderness. They don't want to go to the wilderness with you. And you're wondering why. I didn't really want to follow the truth in the first place. Yeah, because they were getting groomed at school. It's time for us to be involved in all of this and be tight with our family. Because let me tell you, we're here. We are in the last times. We are in the end days.
Simply,
if this your pastors, Christians, if your pastors allowing this stuff to go on in your church, you have to ask yourself, is this according to the Bible that I read?
Today, we're announcing even more steps, but there's always more work to do to end the epidemic of violence against transgender women of color and girls of color.
Against transgender women of color and girls of color. Why do they always put black people first when they're talking about this transformer thing? Because they're targeting us. And they want our people to be the Most High's enemies that he judges with the fallen ones. Because later they're all going to come back with a rug pull, and I'm going to talk about it later. How do I know this? Because Russia is banning what this Mr. Biden is talking about here. Sweden, Italy, the 10 horns are banning GMO foods, lab meat, LGBT, and they're saying over here, we need to bite the bait, and then Biden and everybody else is going to dip off, and they're going to blame the horde for all the trouble in the world. You need to be careful of what's going on here and pay attention and be circumspect in everything. This is total witchcraft that he's talking about. It is warlock talk right here. Put the people of color first, because we're not going to give you Negroes 40 acres and a mule, but we can give you benefits when you come over to this side of LGBT. But guess what? Once you come to this side, you'll still have problems, because when people are complaining about all of these operations and everything that they're having, saying that they got to take all types of medicine every day just to transition and all of this stuff. These people are selling a dream, guys. It's so many interviews of people who are in regret to this. He won't tell you that, though, and that's not fair. Yep, predictive programming. So they're going to do a rug pull on our people. They're going to have all our people jump into their net and get caught. And then later on, all of these countries ban against who looks like a threat or a terrorist in this country. Because these are going to be the troublemakers or the outcasts, which we already are considered that.
To ensure transgender seniors can age with dignity.
Wait, brother, what are you talking about, transgender seniors? Huh? They telling people, hey, you 80 years old, you still need to be getting your freak on. And we're not talking about the way the Bible said, in a righteous manner, in a moral manner, morally sound manner. Transgender seniors, I mean, what's that? These people supposed to be getting right with God, man.
Pass a bipartisan Equality Act to help transgender persons around the world live free from discrimination and violence. Above all,
what about helping black people when it comes to discrimination and violence? Well, you people are committing violence against yourself. Huh? We are not against, listen, guys, I'm going to say again, because I see my elder in there has to tell people, we are not against eating plants. We eat plants. I eat a lot of plants. Ask my wife, when she put that steak on there, I love a lot of sprouts. I want all the plants. Okay, I like the plants. We're not never against plants. We are against false doctrines.
To be there with you. To parents of transgender children, affirming your child's identity is one of the most powerful things you can do to keep them safe and healthy. To any transgender American who's struggling.
To keep them safe and healthy, guys. So what about all the people who are suffering and have to take all of these medications and are saying that they're hurting and can't sleep and all that when they're getting these operations? Is that safe and healthy?
Please know that you're not alone. To parents and children alike, please ask for help. And know this, everyone's celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility. I want you to know that your president sees you. Jill, Kamala, Doug, our entire administration sees you for who.
Let me tell you, we had to have a million-man march for them to see us, and they still ain't see us. But they can see the small population of rainbow colors out there. Man, listen, we can't fall for this stuff. We cannot fall for this stuff, guys. Before we go into this so-called eclipse thing, before we go into this so-called eclipse thing, thank you. Let me see here. I wanted to show you guys something real quick. I want to show you something what I'm talking about. You guys see this. The mindset of falling away from our God. How they are all in unison with their God. And how we talk about Africa, 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 when the mindset and the one-mindedness of being together in unison and unity with your own God and your own people, that can do anything. Christ said it himself. That's a principle of Christ. When two or more are gathered together in my name, I'm in the midst. If two believe on something, it shall be done. That's a principle of Christ. So Abraham's children still remembered that from Abraham. Check it out. Check this out. Are we in the end of the world where our people still ain't getting this? That's why Christ said, no. Don't ask me where the kingdom is. Don't ask me if the kingdom over here and over here. The kingdom is in you, because you need to understand how to build your own kingdom. If I just give you a kingdom, after all you went through, you still don't really know what this is about. So I need you to go through Jacob's trouble. I need you to be as gold tried in the fire to be able to appreciate the kingdom of heaven. Because some of us are waking up thinking we should just get the kingdom because now we find out we're an Israelite. You've been an Israelite when you was born, even though you didn't know it or not. Straight up. We are in the end where we're going to have to be able to fight. You either going to swim or you're going to drown. The tidal wave is coming. You going to stay on the surfboard or you going to fall under the tidal wave?
Nigeria, listen to this. Nigeria has oil before than Dubai. It's a history. They are more rich than us. They have agriculture, they have mining, they have everything, you name it, they have it. Am I right or wrong? When you have a leadership.
Listen, the desert don't have anything. It got some oil, but they have to bring water over there. They have to set up some type of made up city. It's not rich like Africa with forest and greenery. So this brother's not lying. And when I say brother, obviously, I know he's an Ishmaelite brother, but I'm just saying. But he's still telling the truth. Listen.
Which we have. We have nothing, but we have everything because we have the right leadership. That's the only thing you need, a right leader for your country.
Our leader is Christ. Our God is a higher. When we fail from our leader, we have nothing. They follow their God, They get what they need. They have their brotherhood, right? And they're still, even though they're following a false god, they're still doing far better than the so-called people who have way more riches than them. Talk about the power of Africa. Are you kidding me? You got a bunch of selfish people over there. When you got some good people over there who, if all these billions and billions of dollars over there, only thing we care about is looking at some dudes in some magazine saying, oh, this is the richest man in Africa. This is the richest young man. He's richer than Bill Gates. Who cares if he's not doing nothing for his people? They're not bringing them together and worshiping their God with a bunch of witchcraft over there. See? All these poor, beautiful people who coming back with, things on their head, water and all that, they are not lazy. They want to work. They want to be better. But there's no good leadership. They're all over the place. They're thinking if they saw the white man, they don't need to go to church because they think they saw God. Some Virgin Mary or Blue Beam project come out the sky, they believing in that. They whipping people with a belt on the. It's totally chaos over there. See? So and they want to come to America and tell us how we should be doing things. No. The gospel, we waking up y'all over there. We need to work together. But we don't want to hear about no power. We don't. Let me tell you, we don't have no power over here. Y'all don't have no power over there. Our only power is Christ. That's it. So when we come together like this brother saying how they do over there, then we will get our kingdom back. Okay?
Corruption.
You listen to it one more time. I don't know what's going on here. Hold up. They can dance over there. That's about it. I give them that. They can dance. They can dance like out of this world. Jake gonna let you know. But when I'm talking about power, let's not mention power. Faith without works is dead. How can you tell your brother, be thou blessed, or be warm, but you don't give him a blanket? That's what the Bible says. So we getting together with the real people, the elect in Africa, who understands Christ, and we working with them. The people who want to follow witchcraft and have riches and who don't want to help their people come back to their God, let them enjoy their riches. That's why the Bible says, blessed are the poor in spirit, because it's a bunch of people over there poor in spirit like us in the hood and stuff over here. We'll work with them who's trying to follow and find their God. Because the Bible says he can make Most High can make a poor man rich overnight. We are in the end times. And even at the end times, we still don't get coming together in one mind for our God. One person worshiping Buddha over here. One person got the Quran. One person got the Bible. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. One person want to be a 5%er, but only know 1%. Let me tell you.
Oil before than Dubai. It's a history. They are more rich than us. They have agriculture, they have mining, they have everything, you name it, they have it. Am I right or wrong? When you have a true leadership, which we have nothing, but we have everything because we have the right leadership. That's the only thing you need, a right leader for your country, not corruption.
And you have to be willing to follow the leadership. You have to be willing to follow the leadership. You can't have some Negroes coming every now and then after they start learning the doctrine. Yeah, I think it's my time. That's why the Bible had to say, wait on thy ministry. That's why I had to say that. Because you got a bunch of Negroes who comes along and all of a sudden, it's their turn. So that's a part that needs to be understood too. We can't even sit there and have a proper meeting if you have a bunch of Negroes who's talking about, no, I think we should be doing, man, I can't do that. I can't roll with this, man. Well, we'll stay in the same position. Because we can't follow your thoughts. I will not follow my thoughts, your thoughts, his thoughts. I'm going to follow Christ's thoughts, Christ's ways. Because they won't fail. Every other way that we tried, it have failed. See? let's go into this. Let's go into this eclipse thing real quick. One moment. I got stuff all over the place. 1 second. There's so many videos in this thing. I'm just gonna show you one of them. I'll show you this guy. He because there's people all over the place with their thoughts on what this is. Listen, I'm sticking with the Bible. Sticking with the Bible. Check this out. Fair use for educational purposes only.
NASA's rocket launch they're doing on April 8th just got a little bit weirder. So listen to this. NASA plans to launch 3 rockets during the solar eclipse named Atmospheric Perturbations Around the Eclipse Path, or APEP, right? Well, on this Forbes article, APEP is named after the serpent deity from ancient Egyptian mythology, nemesis of the sun deity, okay?
Brandon is a scammer. Y'all please ignore Elder Rawchaa said. When you got people coming in here all over the place who can't just listen to the lesson, you'll know they own something else.
But Wikipedia says that Apep was the ancient Egyptian deity who embodied darkness and disorder. Now, they're launching these rockets at 15:33. That's 3:33 in the afternoon. You know, they love their numbers. Now, apparently they're doing it to collect data on how the sudden dimming of sunlight during an eclipse impacts the ionosphere, causing disturbances that could disrupt communications. They've been talking about all kinds of cyber this or solar flare that, so who knows what's going to happen on April 8th? What should you do when this damn sun gets blocked out by the moon? Honestly, I don't know, but millions and millions of people's attentions are going to be on one point, and having everyone focusing at one single point, who knows, some people think there could be some sort of ritual going on with all the other strangeness, like CERN getting turned on as well. So maybe at 3:33 Eastern Standard Time on April 8th, we should be meditating to manifest an optimal timeline reality so we don't get put on a very strange timeline, because they're turning on CERN too, man. That's already sketchy in itself.
Well, I'll tell you something. We ain't doing what he said either, but he just put out some information. Okay? Well, I'm gonna tell you what the Bible says. Let's tell you what the Bible says. Let me go to Jeremiah 10 really quick. Let me tell you what the Bible says. Okay? Let's go to a few scriptures. Give me one moment so while I pull this up for you guys. Jeremiah chapter 10. Y'all already know where I'm going. I'm going to tell you how it's supposed to be. See? I'm going to tell you how it's supposed to be. See? No, I don't want to go to this one. These ads all over the place. Y'all give me one moment. There we go. I'm going to show you how it's supposed to be. You know, the pastors say, hey, I wonder what the pastor's saying out there. Let me ask everybody here first. Let me take this off. Who going out there to watch the eclipse? And I'm not telling you what to do. You can do what you want to do. But who? Let me see in the chat. Who going out there to watch the eclipse? I just want to know. Who out there going barbecue and say, oh my God, and then cry like there's some rock concert? You see, because they going to have everybody energy like there's some rock concert. Huh? Because they worship the sun and the moon. And they worship these, you understand, the lights in heaven that the Most High made for us. Huh? But he didn't make them to us to be worshipped. Who going out there? You can do what you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just asking. I'm just curious. Some of y'all had plans, and I know you ain't going to say it on the show. Some of y'all like, yeah, girl, I'm going to see this. You going to see? Let me tell you, I come outside one day, the last eclipse that came, I forgot it was eclipse. I forgot it was Easter the other day. Listen, I'm in a whole nother world. I'm in my own world of Israelite world. I come outside one day, I thought I was going blind. I asked my wife. I said, Lord, what's going on? Because I had got LASIK when I came back. I said, my little LASIK is failing. My LASIK is failing. I can't see nothing. What's going on? I literally thought that. I said, but then they had said it was the eclipse going on. I said, Father, have mercy. It was like the weirdest thing because it just feels, obviously it feels like totally uncomfortable and weird. Like you're just losing your sight. But I have forgot. You know what I mean? I've been overseas so long, I don't pay attention to basketball games, football games. I forget that it's there. Hella days. But who's going out there? So, we don't want to say I don't want to see that mess. She's like, because the Most High, this is just what I'm saying is just a normal thing that goes on in the heavens. So it ain't mess, but it's just a normal thing. It's nothing outside of what these people are doing that would happen. It's just however the Most High works, you understand, the angels in heaven and the lights, it's just a normal course when you're reading the book of Enoch. Now, the elite feel like, hey, there's nobody shopping on Christmas no more. There's nobody shopping on Valentine's Day that much no more because so many Israelites is waking up to the truth. Let me get a money grab real quick. Go get you some more food. Go get you some more water on the eclipse. The National Guard is coming out. This is going to happen. This is, all that going to happen. Yeah, so some of that money that y'all ain't getting back on Christmas, y'all ain't giving on Christmas. We're going to get it on the eclipse day. And we're going to get it on whatever other event. What they call man-made false flag attacks. You got people fighting enough for tissue, water. They find everywhere to get some type of money grab. That's why we tell you, save your food and water ahead of time. So you're not running up in there dealing with these things. You see, get you a bidet on your toilet so you don't have to be fighting in line for tissue because you're not going to have to use as much. And it's a clean thing to do. Okay? So if you run out of tissue, you still clean. And you're not fighting in line. All right? Just telling y'all some wise things. Let's read what the Bible says about this thing. So, hear ye the words. Well, let's jump down. I want to jump down. To 2. Sorry. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, or this saith the Lord. Learn not the way of the heathen. So don't follow after the ways of the Gentiles just because they telling you something on the media. See, some things the Most High have written are manifold. He wrote them, for so many different meanings to where, there's things out in the sky, but we will not know what every little thing is. So, we can't stress about it because guess what? We're going to read about that. Some things we're just not going to know that he didn't want us to know. All right? So don't be all, getting all scientific and philosophical on the Most High because he's telling you right here, focus on what I'm telling you to focus on. You have black people who all of a sudden they are eclipse experts. Huh? They couldn't pass a science test in school, but now all of a sudden they are conspiracy theory eclipse experts. I ain't gonna lie, I do enjoy watching football. Ma'am, I didn't say you couldn't watch football. Just because I don't watch it, I was overseas for a long time and I understand what it is. But don't let me spoil it for you. Enjoy your entertainment. I'm not here to tell people not to enjoy their entertainment. I'm not here. That's not what I'm here for. All right? Yeah. So, listen. People, you're going to do what they're going to do. You enjoy watching football? Enjoy yourself. It's all vanity. Like Solomon said, everything, even if something is purpose and good, it's still going to be vanity. So he said, enjoy it. All right, that's all I'm saying. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. Oh my goodness, it's going to be an eclipse. Oh my goodness, blah, 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 blah. The Most High said, listen, we're not worried about all that. Don't worry about all that, Jacob. Be not dismayed at them. Don't be, getting all up in arms. Oh my goodness, I need it. It's not the end of the world. Could they possibly do something? Of course. This is what these people do. They use everything that the Most High does and try to kill 30 birds with one stone and use it to their advantage. Of course. So you stay ready to keep from getting ready. But I'm going to tell you something. The Most High made it very simple. These are some orders that he have made, right? And so they get in there and they get involved and they do their thing. So now they've tainted it. It's like you eat a piece of lettuce, but then they put some type of 2020 little jab in it. And now I don't want to take part of the lettuce anymore because it's tainted. So that's all I'm saying. If you want to go outside and do what you want to do, that's on you. But what I'm telling you, it's really not that deep. Especially when these people, their job is to get energy and create a bunch of people staring at something instead of the Most High just getting his shine, his normal shine. They want to go and steal the show. They want to come in jealous and steal the show. Let me shoot some rockets up there and open a CERN so the people can, involuntary worship fallen angels and deities and all types of idolatry now. Like it's some type of rock concert. So instead of the eclipse, you got all type of other stuff going on now. See? One second here. Colossians 2:18. Colossians 2:18. Colossians 2:18, my people. My beautiful people. One moment. You know what it is. Let's get it. Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels, intruding into those things which he had not seen, vanly puffed up in his fleshly mind. Once again, let me tell you, watch this. Sorry about that. Give me one moment. I want to show you something real quick. Watch this. You guys already know the meaning of it, but I want you to see it again. Very basic. Intrude. Definitions from Oxford Languages. To put oneself deliberately into a place or situation where one is unwelcome or uninvited. So, these scientists, these Satanists are uninvited in the heavens of the Most High. That's why there's a firmament there. See? They're unwanted, they're uninvited. So they're deliberately intruding. And then we got our people where it says the elect shall be deceived. Do not be deceived into involuntary worshiping of things that you know not or that you may not understand. Let no man beguile you of your reward, to where you're focused on one doctrine of Christ. And all of a sudden you start to say, oh, the Israelites they're a bunch of stars and they're a bunch of whatever. You start calling them, the universe, and you understand, like Chingy and this dude who's telling people don't drink water. What's his name? Yaki Awakens. No disrespect, but, huh? Yeah. You start calling them the stars now. It's, this is that star, this is that birthstone, and let me tell you, no. Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels. The stars are the angels. Intruding, being nosy. Get your nosy self up out of here. Huh? Intruding, meaning being nosy into those things he had not seen, and it ain't your business. Vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind. Bill Gates. Huh? Well, I think we should. Listen, but that's all, folks. Get up out of here somewhere. Well, Jinkies, my time. Yeah, skedaddle. What's this new dude name? The Tesla guy again? I can't even remember some of these cats' names. Musk. Huh? Vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind. Yeah, we're going to heal people. We got these bionic arms and bionic legs. Huh? We're starting the Neuralink trials. And our people, guys, we got to pray for them. They believe in this system so much. And they've been hoping we were going to get 40 acres and a mule. Well, we did get this. The Democrats did do this. They did what? They taught you how to dress in a rainbow suit? And they told you turn around and open the back door? And I'll be back again when I'm ready? Do you know, let me tell you guys. There's so much going on with this Puffy thing and the Meek Mills. Let me tell you. I tell a lot of y'all guys a long time ago, and I'm not going to belittle anybody. But I don't really want to hear about these rappers like that. I personally don't. I pray that they all wake up. I'm sure, we've all done things wrong. And I really, truly pray that these people wake up. But I'm going to tell you, somebody sent me something the other day on this Meek Mills and Puffy, and I couldn't sleep that much the next day. I couldn't sleep. It was disturbing. So you have to be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you wish for. You see? Let no man beguile you of your reward. See? Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility, like Elder showed on the Patreon in these Hollywood parties. Like they're doing mass level for this eclipse in these rock concerts. Don't ever put a Meek Mill track on for me again. Ever. I used to already hear a bunch of yelling anyway. Every track sounded the same to me, but I still liked the young brother at first because I thought where he was going was good. But when I seen him in that pool and I seen the look on my brother's face, I said, man, I feel bad for that young brother. Meek Mill, if you're out there, brother, you can still turn back, my brother. Repent and turn back to Christ, because nobody just put your name up like that when it comes to some legal matters. Your name just don't come up. Rick Ross, the boss. Hey, brother. Hey, you need to come back too. When I'm finding out about a lot of these young guys, and I know I'm digressing, but because we're talking about let no man beguile you of your reward, they're bouncing these young guys around, man. The Game stayed with Puffy for 2 years, and then Puffy told him, I think you belong with Dre, and I'm like, now the butterfly tattoo and all this stuff is, I'm questioning, I'm like, man, I'm not, man, I just pray for these brothers, man. I wish they could have read this scripture right here and understood. So we, I pray in time that they come back, because some people want a record deal and they want to be famous, but I'm going to read it to you again. Let no man beguile you of your reward, because your naivety will not be an excuse. They're going to take you to the room of gluttony. They're going to take you to the room of fornication and debauchery. They're going to take you into the room of gossip and murder and envy and jealousy. They're taking you to the room of all these different spirits. And they're showing you all of these different rooms before you have the choice to denounce your God or not. And after you denounce your God, guess what? Your hedge of protection is gone. And so you're wondering why the young guy saw his friend getting forced, because your hedge of protection is gone. The angel of the presence, he don't need to protect you anymore. You know why? Because you've denied your God. You have sold your soul. Huh? You already didn't have the Holy Spirit because you weren't baptized, but now your angel of the presence was there in your conscience to tell you not to do this stuff. Like the one brother said, listen, I can't do this. I'm done with this party. But if you go forth, you don't need to know the Bible to know that people shouldn't be walking around in no mask and no red KKK hoodies. You don't need no Bible for that. You have grown up and watched TV. You've been in school. We are all born with a basic common sense of something to know. I probably shouldn't be doing some of these immoral things that I'm seeing right now. I don't need a Bible for that. I'm sorry. We've been in America. You don't need a Bible for that. We've all seen Christianity. We all seen basic moral rights. So when somebody tells you, they're literally telling you, and you're acknowledging, what God do you believe? You're acknowledging it. You believe in the Quran? You believe in your God Allah? You believe in Christ? What book do you believe? You believe in, Buddhism? You believe in this? Well, now denounce it. If you go out your way, when the Bible says every word shall be given account of, and you deny it, your angel of the presence is no more there with you. You know who's there now? You know why they give you something else? Because your angel of the presence is gone. It's just watching you now, writing down everything you're doing. It's not there in your conscience to protect you because you've denied it. They give you a handler. That's why every celebrity has a handler. Because their angel of the presence can now not be that voice in their head. Their handler is the voice in their head. Take this drug. Do this. Do that. Watch them everywhere you go. Your angel of the presence is still watching you, taking note of your sins. But your handler your handler is the one handling everything now. Before it was your angel of the presence. So now, who you gonna run to when they forcing you to do stuff? And who you gonna run to? They like, listen, we the leaders of this government, we the police, we the celebrities, we own this, we own the media. Who you gonna run and tell? We got you on camera. You've given up your hedge. Huh? You're your own God now. You said it. You just said it, didn't you? Save yourself. Huh? But we knew you couldn't save yourself. But we'll give you a handler, though. Now, see, when I was young before this truth, I can't talk about it on here. But, I'm just saying, I kind of heard about that part of it. Didn't fully understand it, but I knew. I said, you know what? I wasn't going to try to go to the parties, but I knew that some of this stuff would exist, and I thought that I was going to kind of be able to, the little stuff that I started to learn, I thought I was going to be able to just kind of rap and tell the truth about some things and still survive. But boy, did the Most High say, hey, bruh, you ain't going to be able to do that. And I think some of these guys think that they can do the same thing, being naive, and then, unfortunately, you get things like what Elder said, raids and stuff like that, where Esau takes out their information of what they dealt with, but then they start putting out tapes and audios of all of our people as if they are not the real culprits in this thing. How do you think that thing with Meek Mill and Puffy got leaked during the raid? We wouldn't have heard it any other way. We wouldn't have heard that. We wouldn't have not heard that. Meek Mill, where's Rick Rubin? Where's all your billionaire friends now to block that tape from coming out, buddy? You need to come back to your God, because these videos of you in a strip club and you talking about you're doing prison reform and all of that. No, none of us is perfect, but if you are lukewarm, you're gonna get spit out, and they spit you out right now, and they left you out to dry. And you talking about you want to move to Africa? Let me tell you, brother, Africa can't save you either. And I'm not saying what's done, what you did and what people done. But what I'm telling you now, that thing that just surfaced, there was just a raid, and there's some things that's slowly getting surfaced out there right now. And it's disgusting. The things that I can't say and talk about. So let no man beguile you of your reward, my people. In an eclipse, in some Blue Beam project, in some record deal, some celebrity deal, money. Tell you to go. Let me tell you. When I was young, yeah, people asked to go to swinging parties and all that. Yeah. Why are you reading the book of Jasher? I know that book. Let me tell you, these people are also in the corporate sector as well. Just so you know. I know it all when they put that Masonic symbol on that book. When they put that diamond shaped Masonic symbol on that book and they shake that hand right here. Yes, indeed. I understand it. Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and the worshiping of angels, intruding into those things which he had not seen, vainly puffed up in his fleshly mind. All right? Be careful out there. And some people, they say, well, I'm not going to do it in the world, but I'm going to try to force my way into the truth. No, you're not. He who come through another door is a thief and a robber. Those who try to exalt themselves shall be abased. Wait on thy ministry. Wait. Ecclesiasticus 3:23. Ecclesiasticus 3:23. One second, my people. Let me get chapter 3. We're going to go to verse 23. Let me teach you real quick. Listen to the elders. Listen to the elders for a second. I'm going to teach you how this thing go like an old man would tell you, because I grew up around older men. That thing don't exist no more, where you gotta mind your place. I'm going to tell you young men out there who's teenagers who listen, you see elders talking, and we in some type of gathering or something, mind your place and back up. If the elders is talking, don't do that. Because the Bible said that there shall be lovers of themselves and people who thinks that because they have a talent, that they are something special. You are special, but you're not going to be too special if you don't follow these principles of Christ. You see? We are back to the place where parents put children in their place. That's Christ. See? Where men put women in their place. With all due respect. And not just any woman. A woman who's a Jezebel. A woman who's righteous don't need to be put in her place. She knows her place. And let me tell you something. Some of you guys, you come on the elders' Instagram and all that. I got an Instagram. Some of you send childish things and things like that. And you see I don't answer. One thing I'm going to let you know something. I'm not your homie and I'm not your friend. I'm your elder. And if I block you, you're going to know why I block you. So I'm not throwing shots, but I'm letting you know you need to understand the principles of Christ and respect the elders. I'm not your homie. I'm not the homie like, what's up, homie, and what's up, Ak? No. Shalom, elder. That's who I am to you. That's the position that I work for and I've earned through my blood, sweat, and tears. And not just only the elders who are in position, elders and sisters and men who are of age. We have to change this thing where the young generation thinks that you just go around saying what's up to some elders and stuff like that. No, I'm not your homie. I'm not your homie. Just so you know. And I'm not cocky at all. I'm very humble. But I grew up around elders, and my mother always taught me to respect elders, whether it's men or women. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I don't care how good of a song you make. I don't care about any of that. You see? Don't send me silly stuff. You don't know me like that. So I'm just telling you, don't do that to any elders. That's just. And when you see people talking, I'm teaching manners here that's in Ecclesiasticus according to wisdom. It's nothing personal. But I'm teaching you because maybe you didn't grow up with a father or a mother to teach you this stuff. But, you know, it's just not the right thing to do. It's not morally sound. So we have to come back to, as a nation, to learn etiquette, principles of etiquette. Children not running all over the place, you know, and if they are, they're having innocent fun in order. You see, young men not trying to be in conversation, young men and women not trying to be in conversations of grown men and women. We just have to learn these things. Don't send me just little silly things and because you think you're famous, and I don't care about none of that. I'm not your homie. I had to put that out there because to me it's a little bit annoying that we're learning all of this stuff and we still not getting that part, or maybe the parents is not teaching it. And if you don't have your parents teaching it, I'm just letting you know out of love. You know what I'm saying? Before I say something to you and you get offended, because it's not, I'm going to say something to you to offend you, but it's just like you haven't learned. You know what I mean? So just wanted to put that out there for people. As a nation, as we grow as a nation, the Most High expects us to do certain things, okay? Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 23. I'm sorry, I'm just growing up. I'm a serious man. I have fun, I laugh, but I laugh with those who have earned the right to be in that circle, because I know we are going to respect each other and we're not going to jest and disrespect one another. So that's just what it is. Some relationships, it took me 10 years to grow, and these relationships are tight and they're not going anywhere. If some dude come up and is like, man, what's up, nigga? Like, and I had to pull you to the side, and then you thought that it was good like that. And it's like, you don't know what this is? Where you been? You know what I'm saying? Like, where you been? So, but we're going to read Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 23. All right? And children, you can't come to your mom talking all of this slang and what's up, ma? Come and talking to slang. You talk with your friends at school. You need to be formal with your parents. You don't need to be. Your parents are not your friends. Now, I'm sure there's a time where we all joke with our children, but we all have to remember that space of the principles of balance of Christ, of 1 Corinthians 11, Most High, Christ, man, woman, children, right? So, yeah, let's just got to know the times. That's all I'm saying. Be not curious in unnecessary matters. So the eclipse, people are digging in and diving in for something that they may not even understand about the heavens. Okay? For more things are showed unto thee than men understand. So this is things that in the heavens that the devil wasn't even shown, and that the fallen angels wasn't even shown. The Bible, it tells us in the extra biblical text when you go to the pseudepigrapha. I think in the book of Enoch, that the angels was not even shown. Those fallen angels was shown like not even all the things in heaven that are total omnipotent to the Most High, that are high leveled. He said they got the weak things. So you got Edom and the rest of these nations getting everybody curious, in unnecessary matters, like the eclipse. It's not that deep. It's a beautiful sight, but when you turn it into something evil, you know, or something philosophical, for using philosophy and just turning it into something that it's not, it's a waste of time. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion. You're totally deceived. And evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. Okay? Without eyes thou shalt want light. Profess not the knowledge, therefore thou hast not. Don't waste your time saying things you don't know, and it's just a waste of time. Because more things are showed to you than men understand. A stubborn heart or a mind shall fare evil at the last. So if you don't listen, if you don't listen, you're going to pay for it later. And he that loveth danger shall perish therein. So if you want to keep going your way, you will eventually perish. An obstinate heart shall be laden with sorrows, and the wicked man shall heap sin upon sin. So instead of you being wise and listening to the elders, like, listen, don't worry about that, and you still go into it anyway. Well, they telling me don't do this, but I think this is what the scriptures say. You pulling dudes on the side and sisters on the side now, you think you deep. We've seen it all already. Verse 28, in the punishment of the proud, there is no remedy, for the plant of wickedness had taken root. See? The heart of the prudent or the wise will understand a parable, and an attentive ear is the desire of a wise man. See? So, when it comes to this eclipse thing, we already killed it. Don't worry about it. It's not that deep. Like, the whole world is literally coming to watch this thing. Like, oh my goodness. Science, falsely so called, the Bible says. Let us go to Revelations 13 and 12. Science, falsely so called. Revelations 13 and 12. All these miracles and this false science. These false miracles, should I say. The tree of good and evil, the deception that the Christian pastors should be telling the people about. Revelations. What did I say? Did I say 3 and 12? I say 13 and 12, I think, huh? Revelations 13 and 12. All right, let's see here, guys. All righty. All right. Revelations 13 and 12. And he exercised all power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he do great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. What have we were just seeing not too long ago? The event in Hawaii, the event in South America, Central America, I forget exactly where it was, during the Super Bowl, where they were painting their roofs blue. The fire in Texas, where people are losing a lot of cows. The chicken farms. Let me tell you something. We're seeing the fall of fire from different instruments that they have that they're copycatting from the Ark of the Covenant. Now, one of them they have is called the Ark. I'm sure they have new technology up there now, but these are some of the miracles that we are seeing now in our time. We are in the last days. We are here. This is the book of Revelations. Okay? What else? And he doeth great wonders, So he maketh fire to come down from heaven in the sight of men. Okay, now we're in the last beast, right? The last effect of the Roman Empire. Okay, the last root of it. And deceiveth them that dwell. Now, if you want to get the whole understanding, obviously, I'm not going into it in depth tonight. Like I told you in the beginning, go to historytimes.org. Okay. And I remember when we did the first Babylon, Rome to America, and you can really just get the full understanding, all right, of Daniel, of Revelations, okay, and how to actually break it down. Okay, and some of these things we do teach, obviously, on Saturday, but the whole breakdown is in the Hebrew and Bible Academy. But right now, we're talking about the science, this technology that they deal with. Okay? Verse 14, that they call miracles. They call some problem of sickness or health or ailments, and then they come back with some type of evil science technology to try to cure or help people. And a person who is sick or going through an ailment, if you help them, they don't care what somebody else is saying. They're going to look at it like a miracle. Right? So don't worry, guys. Some of us, if we make it to the wilderness, through everything we're going to go through, Christ said, the lame shall leap in the wilderness. The blind shall see. Yes, we're waking up blind people now, but people who are spiritually blind right now. Right? So all glory can go to the Most High. Okay? We don't need some dude, because people are going on Facebook Live now, you know, acting like they're deep, trying to break down scriptures. Everyone's trying to get a little side lesson on Facebook. Everybody. I get it. But there's no teachers except for the teachers that's anointed by the Most High God. Everybody can be a light and wake people up. But there's a such thing called anointed teachers who are actually anointed. All right? So, and deceiveth them that dwell on earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many who would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. So that new image of the beast is artificial intelligence to this beast system, these empires, from all the way back to the Roman Empire. Okay? They are making these things to speak and to talk. And they started with Google and all of these other search engines to feed this beast system. And now they're going to want people to, what they did with the beta test in 2020, if you don't get this, this is going to happen to you. If you don't take this, this is going to happen to you. Whoever don't worship or take the mark to be killed. All artificial intelligence. Robots. The image of the devil. To destroy the food the Most High made with GMOs. To put the 2020 inside of your cows, inside of your chickens, inside of your livestock, inside of your lettuce, to make lab meat. All of this are, you understand, a part of this image of this beast. You see? Yeah. All of these are connected to this. Where they ruin everything else and said, listen, we fixed the whole world for you. We're going to be able to create your food in a clean way. It's made of the same, it's made of the same, you understand, proteins and lipids. And let me tell you, no. These guys got bugs and feces and all type of stuff that they're making food from. Right? And he calls it, verse 16, and he calls it all, both small and great and rich and poor, free bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Neuralink? Neuralink, anybody? That's just one part of it. And that no man might buy or sell, save or except he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Yeah, that barcode. Huh? All the barcodes have 666 on them. Every barcode in the world. But now they want people wearing it. They're giving you the little watches that they track you with. And mind you, that watch is right where your pulse is and all of these Apple watches. Let me tell you. My daughter and them had got one of them. I'm like, send it back. We're not dealing with that. I seen people getting that long ago. People can get what they want, but I don't want it. Tracking your every move, your pulse, and let me tell you, we are good. Don't forget, smart don't mean smart. This is military spyware, guys. Okay? So be very careful when you think you're doing it big because you got the next smart situation popping off. You think you smart. Huh? Well, I'm not telling people what to do. People can get what they want to get. Where there's no law, there's no sin. But I'm telling you what it is. It's a tracker. All right? So, you can feel how you want to feel, but that's the truth about it. These are facts. You look it up yourself, they track you. It's just what it is. The phones, trackers, everything. But let me tell you, that thing is right on the pulse. This thing already causes radiation. You got to sleep with it 6 feet from you when you're going to sleep and turn all this stuff off. So that thing is right connected to you. Why you think I'm wearing copper? Right? So, but you got to know how to clean this stuff because sometimes it'll turn green on you. You got to clean it. You got to learn how to clean this stuff. That's just the natural process of it and the state of it, okay? But anyway, here is wisdom. Let him that had the understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666 on every barcode. Okay? I want to go to really quick before I open up the lines. Where do I want to go? Let's kill this thing real quick. Revelations 18 and 20. If you ask, were we in the end times? That's why I'm going through these scriptures to show you. Oh yeah, we're there. We are there. One second. Let me see where. One second. Making sure I didn't go too far down. One second. I'm looking for the area that I want to go to. Where it says the musicians and stuff. Is that verse 18? Where is that at? Did they take me where I wanted to go? Or is it 7? Is it 7? No, it's 18. Got to be 18. One second, guys. Let me make sure. Revelation 17. I think so. No, that's not. Nope, that wasn't it. I did want to go to 18. Excuse me. Sorry, give me one moment. Let me see. I'm about to find it for you right here. You give me 1 second. It's probably right in my face. I don't like reading on these old computers. There we go. It was spelt wrong. It was spelt weird in here. That's why I passed it up. I'm like, good Lord. Give me some more tea here. So we're going to start at verse 18. Revelations 18 and 18. Here we go. Sorry about that. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their head and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, the great city wherein we were made rich, all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate. They were showing it on that little show called, what's that? Lockdown 2025. They were showing that. They were trying to show that, you know, Babylon was falling in an hour and all that. They had like the time on there. And on that show, on that movie, you can watch it on YouTube. It's called Lockdown 2025, which I think that they possibly would try to do either before the elections or after. This is my opinion. But you want to stay ready to keep from getting ready. You know, you don't want to be like, oh, I didn't prepare. You know, hey. What I didn't like about that show, I said, boy, and I'm digressing for a second before I go to the next point. They forgot about the father on there. Everybody was treating the daddy disrespectful. That's why I'm trying to tell sisters, you better love your husbands. Hey, in that movie, I got a little angry when I watched it. I said, good Lord. It was OG Bobby Johnson who played from South Central. And he was in a situation where he'd be sitting at the table and I'm trying, I'm giving it away. I don't care. Because, I mean, you just go watch it. You ain't going to be missing out on nothing. He's sitting at the table. Every time daddy say something, the kids looking at him like, mama looking at him disrespectful. I'm like, why are they portraying this man and belittling him in here? Every time daddy say something, the son looking down on him. The daddy tell the son to do something. The son don't want to do it. The daughter, you know, the daughter is looking at him a certain way. The mama looking. I'm like, really? And it just showing like a Lot's wife type of situation. It was literally showing that in there. That the world was ending. They had the time clock on. At the end of the movie, you have some man coming through, knocking on his door. And they like, who the heck is that? Who in the Hades is this? Knocking at this time with all of this going on. A real man gonna go to that door. You already know. He gonna go with something that's gonna, get your mind right. You see. He gonna put it on the left, and then he gonna get your mind right. But I'm gonna leave that there. But the guy comes in the door, and he lets him in, and it's a man who had a baby by his current wife. He didn't know that baby wasn't his. The man who was currently married to the woman, he didn't know that baby wasn't his. So I hate that I'm giving up the movie, but this is important to bring a point. She had a baby by this other guy who's knocking on the door. The whole time, the whole family is lying to the father about it. Come to find out, the daughter knew, his older daughter knew who is his, and his son knew. So I'm going to tell you something right now. The mama would have had to go. The daddy would have had to go. And the baby. Unfortunately. You all got to go. Bye-bye. And this is what I'm learning. The world makes the black man feel bad about. You can lie to him and treat him a certain way. Waste his life, waste his time. But when he find out the truth of he could have used this resources and his time for something else. Now he's the bad guy. But you really gonna do this? Yes. Although I love the child, the principle is you were wrong and it's not my child. Doesn't mean I don't love the child, but unfortunately, the principles of life teach you might want to leave right now. This dude, and take your child. That's why I've been getting disrespected up in here this whole time. Matter of fact, my other son lied to me too. That's why he been disrespecting me this whole time. And my daughter, as a matter of fact, all y'all get the hell out. See, y'all don't get the seriousness and the severity of how this goes. The men of the Most High is back. The men of the Most High is back. And let me tell you, that's light what I just said. That's light. The Most High's leaders in the time when we knew we were a nation, when we married women of other nations, the elders of Ezra and all that told them, Nehemiah and all that, you take these women and these children and they got to go. And that was their children. So imagine somebody who's not your child in the end time and something like this is going on a Lot's wife situation. They treating the man who can protect the whole family disrespectful. But really the whole point is they won't be protected. Because the reality is they're all holding on to a lie, and liars shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. This man working hard for his family can't even get the respect of his household. See? So the Bible tells us that when we have children, don't be happy about having a bunch of evil children if they're evil. That doesn't mean people can't be the prodigal son, come back, return, repent. That doesn't mean that they can't do that. But maybe they need to go out in them streets and see how it is, to see how it was to be under their father, to appreciate it in these end times, in these last days. I will accept you back, but you need to understand your fault. That's how you are contrite. That's how you are the prodigal son or daughter. We all have to forgive. Now that wife, yeah, you stay with him. Because really, the whole household is falling down because of you telling them this lie, and they're holding a lie against their father, who is the head and the ruler of the house. So now, in this time, we all need to get our houses back in order. We're in the last days, and they're going to be a lot of Lot's wife scenarios where Lot had to leave some of his children behind and his wife behind because their mind was still set back on the world. I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm not saying it to be. Listen, one thing you need to understand about the elders. We love women. Women are beautiful. Women represent the Holy Spirit. We would not be here if it wasn't for women. We have mothers, we have grandmothers, we have daughters. So when you get some sisters coming around talking about, they always talking about women. No, we're not. We're talking about Jezebels. And when we're talking about them, we hope that they can put the shoe on and be contrite, repent, and change and come back to learn to be a virtuous woman. We don't get any glory out of beating men or women down. But the truth is the only thing that will set a person free. That's the Bible. The truth shall set you free. James 5. Confess your faults and ye may be healed. See? That's an equation. Confess, be contrite, equals you will be healed. And that same elder who you hate on got to come and pray for you. If you don't believe the Christ in that elder, even though he's not perfect, if you don't believe the Christ in him, how would his anointing and his prayer work for you? Be it unto you as unto your faith is. So we are forced now to believe in our leaders. And I'm going to bring this out there. All brothers or sisters who is talking about, whatever. If something happened to us, can you finish? Can you finish leading God's people? Do you know what it is to lead God's people? I think not. I'm going to tell you I know not. I know not. It's a few men who I know on 2 or 3 hands who I know can finish this thing. And when I say finish, I mean finish. So we have to get our minds together. We are in the last days. This is not just go to this precept, go to that precept. Listen, you need to understand how to manage, run business. You need to understand economics. You need to understand the whole scope of this thing. This is not just some precepts and standing on a corner waking some people up. You need to know how to keep them. You need to know how to produce fruit with these people. How to let these people not give up when they're trying to give up. It's way more than just teaching some precepts. And in the last days, this is what we're going to need. Order, good leadership. Because you're going to see the rebels in the wilderness. You will. It's a lot of weird stuff going on. I come back, boy. All I would say is I've been seeing some people who I didn't expect to see. I said, Lord, these people going to be in the wilderness. I said, what's the chances of that? Me running across these people. Now, they didn't see me. But one of them seen me and he turned his head. Because he know what it is. And I don't mean that on no beef. I'm just saying they know I'm a good brother. And I mean business about this. Because I wouldn't have did nothing but say, how you doing? Shalom. You all right? All praises. But at the end of the day, we make our choices. We make our choices. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this here. So, we're in a time where everything is getting exposed, like the brother Cat Williams said. Well, the Bible been exposed it. But we're seeing it play out. Revelations 18:18. And he cried, and they saw the smoke of her. As a matter of fact, jump to verse 20. Jump to verse 20. Excuse me. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God had avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying thus, with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. Because they're all getting exposed as to who they really were. No one's going to be focusing on music anymore, except for the music of the righteous. Because all of your favorite rappers and actors and celebrities and pastors, everybody is getting exposed. Now the sons of perdition is getting exposed too. But they trying to keep the attention on our people. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and of trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. No craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of the prophets and the saints and all of that was slain upon the earth. Yeah, that's why you see everybody getting exposed. We're seeing it playing out now, and it's going to get played out fully. Let us go to, I want to show you something. Revelation 17:12. Why am I going here? You're going to see why. I'm going to show you how they're posturing against this place. You are in the end times. If you didn't know, if your pastor didn't tell you, you are in the end times. You are in the end times. We're going to keep proving it to you. Revelation 17:12. So we're telling you not to be doom and gloom, but to prepare. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. We going to the next hour. Boom. The last hour. Revelation 17:12. Why are we going here? You know why? Because Russia is posturing itself. Russia last year is saying they are banning, and this is from Russia. This is not our views. This is Russia. Russia, as a matter of fact, let me pull it up. You don't talk about it. I'm going to be about it. Watch this. Watch this. Russia is banning. Let me show you what they're banning. Go here really quick. As recently as 2020, Vladimir Putin signed into law the Food Security Doctrine, which banned import and distribution. This is for fair use and educational purposes only. Which banned import and distribution of GMOs for planting, and prohibited raising and breeding animals whose genetic code has been engineered. The only exception is the import of planting and breeding of GM crops for research purposes. Yeah, they'll let them in for research. You know why they'll let them in for research? Because Esau is all working together to still allow this stuff over here. You see things that are going on in Europe. Certain products in Europe. Certain things that are in America are banned in Europe. Huh? So the 10 horns is posturing itself against this place, the daughter of Babylon. So they're allowing all of these toxins to fill our bodies. The chlorine in the water. You see, we need to start bringing filters with us when we travel. When you go to the city water, because sometimes we'll go and that'll get us sick. You're brushing your teeth at these hotels. You see? You're getting hit with, because I'm on well water. So when I travel to somewhere else, I'm not used to this city water anymore. So sometimes that will get us sick. It's going because your skin absorbs. See? So I forgot to bring my filter. So I'm eating food from different places and they got different water and all different type of stuff. So, we have to be wise because these other countries are posturing against America, allegedly. Okay? And they are banning lab meat. They are banning, let me show you. I'm not making this up. Russia banning. Listen, I'm going to bring that up too. Let me show you what's going on with the 10 horns. They've been doing it for years. Banning high fructose corn syrup. They have better chocolate in Germany and Europe. Banning so many over-processed things that they put in our foods, guys, that cause all sorts of ailments. And autoimmune things. So they can come back now and blame the Israelites for crime, for debauchery, for immorality. They're allowing certain laws where people just go steal in California and all of that. So they can call the UN in for people who are terrorists. This is what's going on right now. You heard what Biden just said. We can't have people talking about the Rainbow Gang. So, Russia, Supreme Court bans the Rainbow Gang. They give us a name. They call they call other groups. You understand these bywords and names, terrorists and cold and all of these things. That's wrong that they call us that. You can't say anything about them. They are the Rainbow Gang. Yeah. Rainbow Gang and the Rainbow Mafia is banned in Russia. What happened to over here? Why are we taking a different stance over here? See? I'm going to tell you guys. I'm about to show you in scripture. Listen, this is not a game. Italy. Yeah. Italy, where the Vatican is the first country to ban cultivated meat, the kind grown in laboratory. Fair use. Educational purposes only. Okay? The kind grown in laboratory, bioreactors from stem cells. Under a new law put into effect last month, lab-grown meat cannot be produced or marketed in Italy. Now, the good thing about some of these things, are when it's time for us to do the Babylon bounce, these laws are put into effect in these countries. So you're going over there and you can still kind of, in some ways, you'll understand, not have to worry about where this country is going. See? Yeah. Let me tell you. They are posturing. The 10 horns is posturing. They are posturing. All right, so I'm going to show you something really quick in the scriptures. So they're banning all types of things while over here they letting it ride. Yeah. Revelation 17 and 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. They have made one mind and shall give her power and strength to the beast. Give their power and strength to the beast. They shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called chosen and faithful. Right? And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth upon are peoples, multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate, and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So the world banks shall make her naked. They owe her. They are in debt. They shall start to cause famines. We see all types of bridges falling all over the place. Yeah, when it comes to trade, economics, and things like that, right? So this purposed demolition and destruction is going on. It's prophesied in the Bible. We are here. And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So eventually a war would happen. For God had put it in their hearts or their minds to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. Listen, guys, it's all in the hands of the Creator. What he allows shall be allowed. We go through Jacob's trouble in the Hunger Games to see who shall come out strong. It's the Hunger Games. Let me tell you, you need to learn how to fight, run, defend yourself. Hey, and you need to learn how to be able to, if it gets too bad, to just be able to, if you can only eat 1 meal a day. So some people be terribly terrified if they had to do that. We've done it already for years. Now I don't do that now, but let me tell you, I have such a high metabolism. That's really not a problem for me. It doesn't bother me at all. Zero. I got a different purpose right now. I need to fuel myself to do different things right now. But in that time, if I have to, that's what I'll do to preserve my food and my rations. Okay? So, you got to think about all of these things, my people. So, let me see. I'm going to go into one last thing really quick. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. I'm getting a little tired here, but it's okay. I'm going to be pretty busy for the next few months. I'm going to be pretty busy trying to get things back up in order here. So keep me in prayer. Keep my strength up, my energy. You know, the elders are made for it. So I said 2nd Ezra. But you need to prepare yourselves. You need to prepare yourselves as a church, not to be weak, but to strengthen yourselves. Don't forget what he told Ezra when he was fasting. He told him, stand up on his feet like a man, even in his weakness. We have to remember who we are. It's coming a time in a famine where we need to prep. It's coming a time of dark times where you're going to swim or you're going to drown. Well, some people may lose their jobs. So you're getting in front of, if I lose my job, do I have something, should I transition to get some online, or should I transition to this area? Should I transition to this business? Because AI is going to do this. It's coming a time for different things like this. See? Where you think that the elders are messengers. The elders are teachers. The elders are prophets. When did you see the prophets they telling the messages to the people, but when the people went through something, did the prophets pay for their rent? Because they couldn't pay their rent? Did the prophets was handing out checks and money? No. This is your kingdom, people. This is your kingdom. What will you do as a people together? We lead, we guide, but what will you do? Will you be like, what are we going to do? We've been telling you, we are the messengers. We are not the government handing out, we're not the social system. We are not the bank. Some Israelites is coming into the church thinking that the church is a bank. No, the church is Christ's church. There's laws. Yes, you must pay your 10%. That's a law. That's just a law that you must follow. It's like washing the dishes. You don't get praise for paying your tithes. You're supposed to pay your tithes. There's no praise that's needed for paying your tithes. You're supposed to. It's thanks and appreciation because everybody don't do such a thing. So that's appreciated. It's very appreciated to a people who's believing in their God who they can't see. That's much appreciated because much people are full of talk and they take a seat but just come to listen to the gospel as a song. And they don't come to put their brick in the kingdom. And they hear the same lessons over and over, and then they still do the same thing. You've gotten your gifts. You've gotten your blessings already. You've shown it on earth. That's what you'll get. So when you're called least in the kingdom, you heard the lessons and you didn't do what you're supposed to do. That's on you. That's on you. But this is your kingdom. You want to show off and live in the dying world, for materialistic things and all that. Right now, money is purpose. It's not about who can have the best looking ride. None of that matters. Right now, you want to go buy a new truck. It costs as much as a house. So even if you had the money, you don't go give these people all your money. You have to learn how to move in a capitalistic society. You have to learn how to save resources. In this time, we cannot overuse resources. That's why the Most High had to come to Joseph and save the corn. Because if you just start handing out the corn, people are going to overuse the corn. They're like, I'm full, I'm just throwing it away, and waste away. It's not time to waste away. It's time to preserve and leave a little room for something. Let me tell you, $1 million is not even a lot of money today. Not anymore. And I know a lot of people don't have it, but I'm telling you right now, it's not a lot of money anymore. Let me tell you, 16 years ago in Texas, boy, you make $15 an hour. You making some money. It's nothing anymore. Not here. Not in Houston. It's hard to survive now. So a person will be unwise if they're just spending just free with no type of financial plan. Okay? So right now is the time to get in front of all these things and to live below your means. I'm not telling you to live like a bum. I'm not telling you to live disgusting. I'm not telling you to live in the slums. I'm telling you, you can do better, and you need to get with your family, manage your money, and say, do we need this? Do we really need this cable? When we watch it, we can just pay for the series for a month, and then let me tell you, I switched that $9.99 to the next thing to watch the other series. Cable don't even got nothing on there no more, man. I went to a hotel one day. They turned that cable on. I said, baby, please turn that crap out. That thing is depressing. Ain't nothing on cable. So it's things that we're paying for that we don't even need. Huh? And if we're in the church and we're running the church, people work hard for their money when they, and if we use God's money, we don't just misuse God's money This is not the corporate. This ain't. You know what I mean? This is not. No. And this time you must know that these things come from heaven for a purpose. So we can get from point A to point B. And so that we can continue to build while this place falls. We ought to still be building while this place falls. That's what Christ said. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. That's 2nd Ezra. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to show you. There we go. 2nd Ezra 13 and 35. Watch this. One second, guys. Yeah, you gotta see this. I'm showing you that we're not just to lie down. We to fight spiritually and do the best that we can. And the spiritual must be manifested in the physical. One second, let me get this ad out of here. Good Lord. 2nd Ezra 13 and 35. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come, and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded like as thou saw the hill graven without hands. And this, my son, shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations which for their wicked life are fallen into tempest. Okay? This is not talking about, guys, this is talking about the same rock or hill that Daniel was talking about, or the stone graven without hands. This was talking about us, the battle axe of the Most High, the children of Israel, Zion. Okay? It says prepared and being built. Still working on their kingdom in the wilderness. No matter what happened, what's going on in the world, we were still building Christ's kingdom. Meaning we when he came back, we were still working. Yeah. 1 second. Let's see if I can get that one. Daniel 2:34. Same thing was told to Daniel. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let me tell you something, boy. This Bible is powerful. Daniel 2:31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. So we just talked about, all right, the hill or the mountain graven without hands. So what I'm telling you is, we can't make no excuses. We will be working till Christ comes back. We are his battle axe and his weapons of war. We're not gonna lie. How is warriors supposed to be taking down what it's saying according to prophecy? And we've lied. We've laid down, and we just depended only, on resources and finances, just from our elders. No, this is your kingdom. That's what Christ said. Christ could have gave you everything himself. He said, no, this is your kingdom. We just the leaders who have picked up what Christ left off and the disciples left off, and we're telling the same message. We are to work together as a kingdom. We are the messengers. You work. We all help each other, and we bring our kingdom. Check it out. Verse 31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. The image's head was of fine gold, his breasts and his arms of silver, and his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron. Obviously, Nebuchadnezzar in modern day, let me tell you, these people are making something similar with this AI. But we will break it all into pieces with the angels in Christ. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that stone was cut out. So now you remember the hill was graven without hands? Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image. It's talking about us, the battle axe and the weapon of war of the Most High. Which smote the image upon, 1 second, his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them into pieces. Which break them into pieces. The hill in 2nd Ezra that was graven without hands was talking about not some mountain. No. Even though it said Zion, it was talking about us. It was talking about the people of Zion. The feet there were of iron and clay, and break them into pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that was smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. This is talking about the children of Israel, Zion. I'm not going to say bars. I'm going to say precepts. Huh? Watch this. Watch this. Huh? Jeremiah 51:20. See? How you smash something if you lay down, if you cower it out because the world is ending. No, we must fight for our kingdom. Okay? So right now it's not time to physically fight. It's time to get in front of things to endure to the end. There's going to be a fight with Amalek in the wilderness, but now it's not time to physically fight. It's time to protect what we're saving in our own households, work with the body of Christ, plant food, save food, follow the doctrine, follow the laws, wake up people. That's the work right now. Okay? Not to fold. The work is not to fold and say, woe is me, and lie in the corner somewhere. See? He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. Don't forget that part, right? So I'm just putting it in perspective for you guys. Don't worry about how the message is coming out. Just try to pay attention to it. This is just my personality. All right? So, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee, this is Jeremiah 51:20, will I break in pieces the nations. Do I need to take it back to Daniel for you? Who was breaking the image? Will I break in pieces, will I break in pieces the nations? And will I destroy kingdoms? Nebuchadnezzar represented the kingdom of Babylon. Now they're bringing another image of that same beast in a new way with artificial intelligence. That's why they call it the daughter of Babylon. Same thing is repeating. The devil uses the same tricks. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. So now that it's not going to be a horse and his rider, it's going to be an AI. And let me tell you, I've seen a video Elder Rawchaa put up. It was some machine. This thing, it was a drone. The drone got up like this and whoosh. Let me tell you, a normal human wouldn't be able to fight against that. So if you're not in Christ, for Christ to put a spirit on you of war and might to be able to fight against this like an angel, you wouldn't survive. Okay? You can do all the push-ups you want to, and we should do that. But the flesh would not be able to fight against something like that. So we need this. We need the Most High's help. All right? And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. The new chariots of today will be artificial intelligence. Not going to be even regular, just military. It's going to be a whole nother level of technology before this thing is done. And with thee will I also break in pieces the man and women. And with thee will I break in pieces the old and the young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. And I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces the captains and the rulers. What is he saying? All people who is in this kingdom, shepherds, men, women, whoever don't want to follow the Most High and his son, unfortunately, they all have to be, there's going to be a judgment. I just say it like that. I don't wish harm or things on anybody, but what my God tells me to do, I must do. Right? So, you want to talk about, are we in the end? We're living here, but we want to be on the good side of it. We want to be that battle axe. We don't want to cause harm to anybody, but we want to be alive because we've been beat down. We've been broken to pieces. We've been trampled upon. Not that we should want to do that to anybody else, but we know how that feels. Let me tell you, we've been like that since we can last remember. But if our God says he needs us to do something, that he will make us like a great kingdom or a great stone or a great mountain. It is what it is. The stone represents Christ. Okay. So, last scripture. Second Ezra 16. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. All these empires who are causing this so-called one world order, unto Egypt and to Syria. Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry for your destruction is hand, because there will be a war. You actually know we in the end times in the last days? Oh yeah, you see it. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent among you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the woods? Or may any one quench the fire in stubble? when it had begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? None of our hope can bring back this place. It is prophesied for destruction. Huh? None of our hope can bring this place back. BCAAs, get you some. KIIYsupplements.com. Okay? Verse 10. He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Most High is like, listen, these times are coming. Face them. Stay alive in them. People have to be alive, guys. They can't just fold. How do you think people are going to get to the wilderness? They must stand in their place. You walk in your church and take a seat. Don't think you just sitting down and just listen to lessons and say, praise the Lord. What are you going to do about it? What's the talent that you're going to use? What part of brick are you going to put in? What part of mortar are you going to use to put that brick in? Huh? Come on now. Come on. What tools are you going to use? You mean to tell me you came to fight? You mean to tell me you came to fight and you didn't come ready? Because when you come in my church, I'm putting a sword in your hand, a double-edged sword. And guess what? Whoever put that sword down is not fit for the kingdom of heaven. See? That's men, women, children. I'm just saying the mindset. We all got to be in order in Christ. One mind. No negativity. Praising the Lord together. Encouraging one another. Motivating one another. No hate. Right? Knowing if your church is struggling and you balling out and you've been hearing a tithes lesson coming out, you still ain't paying tithes. But then when they say, well, you might want to watch from home because you're just taking up a seat. And now they the bad guys. But you claim to be a law keeper. That's a part of the law. It's a part of the law when you come to 3 feasts, Passover, Tabernacles. Huh? Yeah. It's a part of the law when you come to some of these main feasts that you come not empty-handed. Why they always talk about money? The Bible says that. Aren't you not a law keeper? Did you think that, elders don't be getting sleep and all that trying to do this stuff? You are, and the more you do it, the more blessed you become. You become more blessed than us. Paul talked about it. So he said, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to go build tents. Okay? So we all have to step up to this to be that hill graven without hands. That stone graven without hands. Right? So you don't look up in the time to come and say, what have I done? All of these lessons came out and I was just sitting there just saying, praise the Lord, praise the higher. Those are just words. They're good words. But faith without works is dead. Verse 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? Are you kidding me? The Lord shall threaten. He's the only one who can talk mess because he can be about it. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder? Good Lord of mine. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled. And the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glories of his power. You talking about a tsunami right here. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, and his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So when the Most High allows these nations to do what he told them to do because of all the sinners, he's not going to use his energy. He's going to use their energy. I'll just turn these nations against each other. They're all going to get judged anyway. I'm going to save the righteous, but I'm going to use these nations against each other like I always did. When I used to send Israel to war, sometimes Israel didn't even have to fight. I will make the enemies fight each other. Or I will drop hell on them, and then Israel can go and chase them down and beat them. He's just doing the same thing he used to do, guys. Huh? Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. So when you hear some Christians talking about, oh, God's going to bless America and make America great again. No, he won't. You got people fighting and killing each other over some MAGA hat. They need to read 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 15. Huh? Chapter 2, verse 14, excuse me. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again. They're not going back. They are being sent. Huh? They're not a boomerang. They're going straight to you like an arrow. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, return it not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when those evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So you can tell these people the truth, but it's going to come a time where you have to walk away, because guess what? They're going to still stay in their wickedness. Huh? You're going to love them, you're going to give them, you're going to do all these things, and guess what? They will still stay in their wickedness. Because the Most High will allow them to. Because the Most High, when he's saying he's pleading with men, he's not asking men to come and follow. You must follow. He is the one who created us. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Yeah, that GMO food gonna be so cheap, you're gonna think you got a good deal. But let me tell you, when you eat it, you're gonna turn into a genetically modified organism. Huh? Yeah, that GMO food gonna be so cheap because they're gonna lie to you and tell you it's a miracle. We've made food cheap for everybody. We're buying everybody's dead, and huh? Cause it's fake. Why you think they giving you big old chicken tenders this big? You know in the back of your mind, chicken ain't that big if you done raised chickens or seen chicken. You know that. That they shall think themselves to be in good case. Especially the people who have decided that they will continue to depend on their government forever. To clothe them, to feed them, to direct them with the media. Yeah. They will create these type of environments for you where you think when they bring peace, there's no destruction coming. But the Bible says, when they shall say peace, peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Huh? They can cause a famine and say, don't worry, we know you're hungry. We'll feed you over here. Let me tell you, be like on The Walking Dead. Let me tell you, it's trouble. But on The Walking Dead, one thing I respected about them, they say, you know what, I'd rather stay working hard and hunting and doing whatever I need to do to survive on my own. Because when I go to these communities, these little so-called little camps they have, people eating humans and all that. You're going to think you're in good case. Yeah, man, we got this thing, the pit fired up. And they barbecuing human. With the 2020 in their arm. See? Yeah. I remember they went to that one camp on Walking Dead. Boy, they found out, let me tell you, they were straight cannibals in that camp. And you like, man, that smell good. Yeah? Come and get you some. Every camp they went to, they was trying to get out of there. You come to realize, man, I'd rather fall into the hands of the Lord. That's what they were trying to show on Walking Dead. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. Huh? We hear. Those who didn't want to listen and save food and water and supplies. Oh, man, ain't nothing going to happen. Y'all, Huh? And those that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. These are talking about the people who are not marked and who do not have a hedge of the Most High. who don't have a hedge of protection. Not talking about the righteous. The righteous shall be saved of Jacob. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. And there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. So guess what? When you pass by on the country lands, ain't nobody gonna be cutting the grass no more. Things gonna start to look spooky. Nobody taking the trash out no more. You're gonna see people have to burn trash. Now the creatures and the wild creatures is coming out because they can hide in the tall grass. See? So it's good to have you something that can cut that grass, like some animals who can eat that grass. Your little sheep, your little goats, or even an old school lawnmower that don't have, gas with it, just to have it on the side. These are just ideas. Because some people think that it's going to always be gas available. It won't. It will not always be gas available. Okay? You store as much as you can, but unfortunately, listen, Most High gonna see us through, don't worry. But I'm saying don't be sitting out here empty. Do the best that you can do. I don't need to be going to people who only living in apartments and they going up and they think, I'll listen to you, Elder. They got total diesel stored up in the corner somewhere. Their whole house smell like gas. Nah, I'm not saying like that. You got to do the best you can do. We might have to get you and move you somewhere else or something like that. But listen, just do the best you can do. Apartment people come up in that thing. You have 4 bedrooms. Every tell you, you barely got a living room because you got things stored all up in that thing. They like, man, what the heck is going up in here? And they kicking you out. Who gonna help you move all that stuff up out of there? So, that's where you got to be wise and maybe have your little storage somewhere. Or pay somebody to, well, I ain't gonna say pay nobody. You can't trust people. Maybe they ran off with your stuff. There shall be no man. And you got to be careful in the times of trouble because people watch people who go to storages. Because they know some people going to store some things in them storages. So I'm just saying, we really got to think this is a chess, spiritual chess. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit. Who shall gather them? Everything is going to overgrow. The grapes shall ripe. Who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Book of Eli, I Am Legend. For of a city shall be 10 left, and of two of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and the clefts of the rock. So I pray the Most High before this, gets us in the wilderness together. Well, these people who didn't listen, hey, they going through this stuff. And guess what? But, if we do go through it, the Most High going to see us through it. But I know the Most High said He going to save Jacob, so I'm not too worried. We just got to endure it to the end. Let me see where I want to go. Because this is going into the Walking Dead situation. People searching the houses. You know what? Now let's go into it. As in the orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. People are you got military going in there, checking to see if people in there. You got scavengers going in the houses so they can try to find what they can eat to get them from point A to point B. Straight Walking Dead scenario. So you want to get mad at me because I tell you to work out? Because you allowed yourself something? It's okay. We all made mistakes. We all got comfortable. We all got lazy. We all can do better. You want to be mad at me? Be mad at me. But at least I love you, and hopefully the truth can set you free. Because the last thing I know you want to do is be getting chased by some dogs on I Am Legend. I seen this one Arab dude trying to run from that elephant. Man, that elephant could have stomped his head out. People think they get too comfortable. They think life all good. That dude could have stabbed that wild boar in the head. The white dude was holding the wild boar down. And when he was holding them down, the wild boar really couldn't do too much. See? So you'd had that poker up, and you could have played the poker cards on that boy. Elder, I'm broke, but I use Klarna to find everything I'm going to need when this system disappears. Listen, you don't have to be broke, though. See, being broke is a choice. And let me tell you, to stay broke forever. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm going to just tell you the truth about it. You don't ever have to stay broke forever. I used to be broke, too. But I'm like, am I going to just stay broke? I'm like, nah, I'm finna get up out of this situation. Yeah, you might need a little help to boost you up. We all did. But it's a choice. Like, I'm going to study, find a better job, do something to not be broke no more. Nah, you ain't finna be broke no more. You got this thing. Believe in yourself. Okay? Believe in yourself. And yes, it's going to be hard, and you might drop a little tears, you might get a little frustrated, but through it all, that's when you get it at the end, how you're supposed to get it. All right? They say I'm funny. I'm funny, but I'm being serious too now. All right? So, verse 31. Verse 32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways, and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. No man coming through with the county ain't coming through the motor grass no more, and the ditches. All the ditches gonna be overgrown. You're gonna see overgrown ditches, and you're gonna think you can just walk through the little ditches that's on the road. And let me tell you, because you can't see it's a ditch, you're gonna break your leg because everything grew up tall because you thought it was just flat land across. Gotta be careful now. It might be an alligator in that thing. It's getting real. I live in the country lands. I can see if it's overgrown how things will get. Those animals coming out. You talking about wild boars. Wild boars is running around in 4 to 10. Man. Listen. Let's go. Right? Verse 33. Now this part. All of the chicks going to Dubai. And let me tell you. Boy, men gonna be kidnapping women so easy. Let me tell you, they gotta sneak the kidnap now. In that time, every man who couldn't get him a fine dime that's like wine, oh man, somebody's daughter's gone, somebody's wife is gone. So let me tell you, all the Jezebels, you know, I'm just saying. Let me tell you, all the Arabs and the East Indians who love our women, and let me tell you, Chinese, let me tell you right now, these Jezebels gonna be wishing they did right under that man. Because guess what the Bible say? The virgin shall mourn having no bridegrooms. Woman shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughter shall mourn having no helpers. I didn't make this up. This is literal. See? Let me tell you, you don't got much time in these days to do some of these things. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not telling anybody to rush, but see the signs. You trying to have a baby in 2029? I'm sorry to tell you, it ain't wise. I'm just going to tell you the truth about it. It ain't wise. The Agenda 2030 is around the corner. Let me tell you, people waiting hey, wait, but wait for the time, a smart time. Because we are here. Face reality. Some of y'all gonna have some babies in the wilderness. That's the reality of it. Because, we coming into some times here. The closer it gets to us getting ready to get up out of here in the wilderness, with this type of time, we just really need to be very wise. All right? And them babies can't run and you got to hold that baby. Hopefully you was working out to put that baby in a pouch or something to run and you know how to fight. Let me tell you, you better watch that Walking Dead. Okay? Some of y'all do that hood fighting like this. That ain't gonna go. Somebody sit back like, you done? And I know that's the hood Krav Maga. That's what Krav Maga really came from, the hood. When mama told you, don't stop swinging until you get them down. They done made Krav Maga off of the hood fighting. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But really, really you want to have, if it be the Most High's will, a man or a leader to help guide. Not any man. We're talking about a righteous man. It's a difference. Not any woman. We're talking about a virtuous daughter of Zion. Only people who questions why they always talking about women, that means you're dealing with a spirit. Why they always talking, why Elder do the men like that? That's a spirit. You just need to correct it and fix it. Okay? In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things, and understand them, you servants of the Lord. So don't be greedy and eat up all your stores, your storehouses. Hear now these things, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Don't worry about that record contract. It's of the other gods. It's going to turn you away from your God. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son within 2 or 3 hours of her birth. Great pains compass her womb, which pains. When the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle. Did it say lay down? The world is getting ready to end. Is God telling us to lay down? Save your food. Save your water. Have your little backpack in case you got to run. Have your few necessities in there. Even when I'm riding, let me tell you something. If I got into a walking dead scenario, even when I'm driving, keep you a little something in your car, a little bag in your car. Something you can start a fire with. See? Have you some little sharp. You know what I'm talking about. Have you some little necessities in there. Have you something you got to chop some bushes or some snakes up. Have you a few of them up in there. Have you something that you could just, like I said, start a fire with a little flat. Have you some of these things already in the car in case there was some traffic, something happened out of nowhere. You got to leave the car behind. You guys have something to protect yourself and something to move around to the next point. See, when I'm in a store, it's different when I'm in a store. When I'm in a store, this is how I've been trained to grow up in the hood. See, that's where you use the things in the hood. When I'm trained, I know if I'm going to take this and hit you here. I know if I'm going to hit you here, and I know where to exit at. I'm not thinking about, oh, the world is such a nice, good place. I'm looking at who's the pervert around here. You understand. And I'm not trying to tell people what I know and what I'm trained with. I don't feel the need to go around with dudes like, yeah, I took this and took that. They a bunch of liars and they ain't never been to war. No. I like to get an element of surprise. But I'm telling you, stay prepared. Okay? I like to be close to you. I don't mind being close to you. I don't mind being close to you. See? It's just what it is. So, I'm just telling you. You need to don't women when you go out to the store and you just walking around. How you doing? And you ain't just see this dude over here. This dude trying to totally take you somewhere, and you just don't even know what's going on. And I know your husband go to the store with you. Like you go over to the aisle over there one day, and then you come back, and you just don't even know what's going on. And the women talking about they don't need a man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can sneak up on my wife at any time. Sometime I'll be at the store. She walking around the store. I'm gonna go get this. You go get that. And she never see me coming. And I always tell her, you better be on your game. You better be on your game. They don't call me lying for a reason. My son, he named the same thing. Let me tell you, he always creeping up on you. That's just in our nature, and I don't do it on purpose. It's just when I come, you don't even know I'm right there. See? So y'all sisters, you need to be more circumspect and aware of your environments. Be more circumspect and aware of your environments. It's okay to have a good paranoia, not living in fear. That's not what I'm talking about. You know, have a little taser. You coming out the store with your groceries. They got these new taser rings now. It's like, hey, I'm coming out the store after I'm done at the register. I put my little thing on my hand, my little taser, you know, little brand, because it's legal where I'm at. And you go into the car, you open the trunk to put your groceries in, and you like, I wish somebody would. Because guess what? The first thing they try to do is grab you, and it's okay. They try to grab you, hey, get up off me. Bag up and give me 2020, 6 feet. It don't matter, you can't fight. You got that taser, and make sure it's charged. I don't want to hear you talking about, oh, I forgot to charge it. Stay ready to keep from getting ready. Huh? So y'all got to start thinking. And some of you like, this is a tired life for me to live. It ain't tired for me. It ain't tired for me. We are in war right now. When I go to the store, it ain't just me going to the store. I know that any day these crazy people will drop something out the sky or this or that or whatever the case may be. It's not tiring. It's not tiring for me to go in the store and look at the ingredients to see what's on the ingredients. For some of you, this ain't for you. Go ahead back and lie under a rock or be like an ostrich and put your head in a hole. For some of you, this ain't meant for you. I don't mind looking at ingredients to see if something's bioengineered. This ain't for you. Okay? You know how you go to the store with your family and they get annoyed because you're looking at ingredients and the people in the store looking like, let them look. Let them look. I'm good. I'm excited about this. About the gospel, about the truth that's setting me free. About having more energy when I wake up in the morning. About not having parasites. About learning that somebody's not going to deceive me today. Huh? Come on, guys. Do we just want to walk around like zombies? Come on now. I'm gonna tell you what I was telling you today that is in the scriptures. Don't just waste away your goods. Don't just waste away your money. Just use your finances. I'm just gonna take a trip. You know you broke, but you trying to take a trip. You know you broke and you trying to take a trip. And you know you don't got nothing saved, and you complaining like, oh, well, I don't have any money. But how you taking a trip? That's not a priority. How you bought some new rims? How you bought a new chain? How you going out buying people something to eat? Like you got it like that, but you broke. Priorities. Huh? You hoping the people that's preparing are going to take care of you, but the Lord is watching you. Because you need to do your own thing too. And you need to learn your own responsibility. You think you're going to be able to travel and get to this person that's saving and doing that. Oh, my dad going to take care of me. Oh, my mom going to take care of me. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't even know if they're going to be alive. You don't know if something's going to happen for them. To them. Verse 40. Oh, my people, hear my word. Hear the word of the Lord. Listen, Israelites. Listen, Gentiles in Christ. I know the Gentiles in Christ, they already be listening. I don't got to tell them. The Greek seeketh wisdom, but Jacob seeketh a sign. Oh, something about to happen. Yeah, we've been telling you that. It's too late now. Oh, my people. It's talking about Israel. Hear my word. Make you ready to the battle. It's war right now. Not physical war right now. Every war don't start physically. This is a mental, spiritual war right now. Get your mind right. Get your health in order. Start eating certain things. And guess what? When you're in the army, when you have MREs, all of the MREs is not meant to be tasting perfectly good. You're not going to just go and use your money to buy all this expensive stuff where you don't have food to last you long enough. You got to balance it out. Okay? hear my word, make you ready to the battle. And in those evils, even be as pilgrims upon the earth. What does a pilgrim do? They pack up things and they're always, for the most part, ready to move. I got my trees. If I got to move my trees quickly, move my trees from the containers. Put them in my truck. Put them on a trailer. Everybody's lifestyle is different. I got tractors. I got to have a trailer to move my tractors from the one place to the next in case I need them, take them to another piece of land to work or, to do work or to dig, whatever I need to do. See? Everybody's situation is different. Get you an RV. If you can't afford, you got to leave your land until you sell it or whatever the case may be. You go to an RV park, whatever you have to do. And some of these little food storage things have GMO in it, but it's okay. Keep the GMO. You know why I'm telling you to keep the GMO? Elder, what you talking about? Some of these little things that's freeze-dried that you keep, some of them have GMO. Keep it. Why am I telling you to keep it? I play Monopoly. Some people who's unclean, who are mammon, who are going to come to you and they want to make a trade. You give them that GMO and you tell them give you something that's GMO. No, I'm just joking, but you give them that GMO little bar, a little protein bar if it's GMO, you give them that. Because some people going to be like, man, give me that. They don't care about GMO, some people. They're going to take that GMO and you be able to get you something that you need from them that's not GMO. Be wise. See what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm just telling you, some people don't care about GMO like that. So you got some things that's on sale, like I'm saving this thing as bartering measures. Yeah, Israelites can use usury against the nations. This is in the law. But you can't use usury against your brothers. I'm not saying you should go around and cheat people. It didn't say you can cheat people. But so somebody who believe in Allahu Akbar, let me tell you, he can have his GMO thing because he ain't finna no time believe in Yeshaya. And then I can get some of the falafels from him real quick. So that's all I'm talking about. I can get some of the falafels in that food from him. That's what they call beans out there, fool. So there you go. I know some of y'all think I'm a little crazy, but I'm just saying. I'm a hustler at the end of the day. So, I'm Jacob. Esau, hey. You want some of this soup? I need that birthright. I'm Jacob. I'm Jacob. But I'm going to treat my brothers and my true people. I'm going to treat everybody fair. But if it's a time of trouble, I ain't finna eat this anyway. You want it? Yeah, you take it. You give me that. That's what I'm saying. I ain't never been crooked or cheated nobody. And that's a fact. But, listen. If it's my God over your God, I'm sorry to tell you. You know how they say big bank take little bank? Is this real God versus false God? That's what I'm talking about. You finna go somewhere else in the Middle Earth anyway. You going to the other side of Middle Earth than me. So this GMO, it ain't gonna do you no good anyway. It's all good. So unfortunately, they didn't serve us donkey at Burger King and humans at McDonald's and all type of stuff allegedly. So let me tell you right now. Hey, listen. Fuddle. That's how they say in Arabic. Welcome. Yeah. Let me tell you right now. I'm Jacob. I'm the Prince of Power. See? You either be the Prince of Cowards or the Prince of Power. Now let me tell you, when Jacob wanted a blessing, what did he do? He worked for it. He wrestled an angel until he got the blessing. That's how life is. You work for your blessing until you get it. Even if you're frustrated or hurt. Jacob messed up his thigh getting his blessing. Let me tell you, you have to work the same way and go through frustration to hold on to your blessing. We have forgotten who we called to be. So this is a time of war. Okay. So, and guess what? I don't got nothing against no nation. Let me tell you, it can be whoever ain't following my God. It can be any color. You can be Israelite. If you ain't my color, I mean, not you ain't following my God. I mean, you don't care about this GMO? Listen. Let me tell you. I need that water right there. Okay? So, all jokes aside, I know we're having a little fun, but I'm just saying we got to be wise in this time, right? Oh, my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. So, in a sense, you want to have tangible things, okay? This is important. You want to have tangible things. That's why you see me out buy tractors. I can sell tractors because they don't lose value. My tractor will be worth more than your Mercedes-Benz. Just telling you the truth. I can dig ponds. I can dig ditches. I can do things for pipes. It will be worth more. The Mercedes-Benz can only drive to make somebody else look at you like you look clean. That's it. This isn't good, though. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm telling you, you need to have other things outside of that that's tangible. Okay? You do. So, and I can sell a tractor that's from the 1980s and get a lot of money for it from many people. Okay? And guess what? They can't stop a button on it. They can't press a button and the tractor stop. As long as I've saved me a little fuel and the gas is still going, there you go. So we just have to find tangible things like land, real estate, gold, silver, like I said, I deal with tractors, cattle, chickens, things that hold value, livestock. See? Regardless of, they talking about the this flu, the that, let me tell you. People still be having their animals. Okay? He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, like a pilgrim. Okay? Don't look back like Lot's wife. And he that buyeth as one that will lose. So, when you're buying something, like Paul said, don't abuse the world. Everything in this time really needs to be for purpose. He that occupied merchandise as he that had no profit by it. And he that builded as he that shall not dwell therein. So you can't get too comfortable because you might have to sell your property because this is not our kingdom. Our kingdom is in Israel. It's coming. See? So listen, I'm playing Monopoly. I got this property, but I'm selling it. If I can get me something to get me out of debt, have me some extra cash, get me another situation, and just play Monopoly, because you see how the economy is, and be wise. So whenever it's time to go, you're not in debt. Let me tell you, you got you something tangible. Until Babylon falls. Some of y'all are, well, I'm from this state. This is all I know. Let me tell you, it's going to be a time for some people where I'm from this state, and they're going to show you, I'm blowing this bridge up, I'm doing this, I'm messing this water up, and you're going to be from this state, but you're going to be stuck in this state. So right now is a time of being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Right now is a time to be comfortable with being uncomfortable to a certain degree, not in every level. You still must have balance. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about just the mindset though, and the way you prep. Not to where if you had to get up and leave, you crying like Lot's wife. No. You came into this world with nothing, and you're gonna leave with nothing, and you're gonna gain things sevenfold. All right. So, I'm going to plug my battery here. Verse 43. He that soweth as if he shall not reap, so also as he had planted a vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry, as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as widowers. So why did Paul say that? Because Paul read this. They that marry, as they that shall get no children. So it's going to come a time that, yeah, you end up getting you a wife, but you're going to have to say, listen, let's hold off for a second, because the times. We see the times. If a baby is born right now and what's going on, it may not be the wisest time. We may need to wait to the wilderness where we kind of get a little settled again to have a baby, if it be the Most High's will, if the wilderness allows and permits. Okay? So we need to be, you just got to see the times. You got to see the times. Don't forget, when they got my kids, I ain't leaving without them. I don't know what that means, but I don't know if you want to put nothing personal on here. I don't know if you want to put nothing personal on here. I'm just plugging my little battery. 1 second here. Don't put nothing personal on here. Give me 1 second. One moment. Yeah, get in front of these things. You got things about court and all that. You got legal situations. Get in front of your legal situations now. All right? Prepare not to be able to depend on the government for food, because that's going to close itself off, okay? So, and when you start to eat the right way, you don't actually need as much food. I'm going to tell you the truth. When you make your own bread, you make your own yogurt, it's so dense, you be like, I'm full already. I'm going to just tell you the truth. If you do, when you start to make your own food, it's so dense, you realize you've been overeating in America, your body's trying to eat for nutrients. All right? So, I'm almost done here. And therefore, they that labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. So what we're saying here is, those who are materialistic still, they may actually get upset because they didn't follow what the Most High said in living in vanity and not prepping for the times and seeing the times. Because a fool don't prepare for these times. You see? But a wise man will. Okay? When he sees something come from afar, as the scripture says, right? So he hided himself, meaning he gets out the way of these things as best as he can. Because for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with the robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, and their possessions, their own persons, the more I will be angry with them for their sins, said the Lord. Okay? So, I'm going to leave that there. Okay. And I'm not going to take any calls tonight. It's a little too late. But I wanted to put this out there because it's 10:30 here. That's going to be too late. I wanted to put this out. I'm going to try to start coming back on early. I'm actually going to be staying somewhere else until they finish fixing up my house from the hailstorm. So I'm going to be broadcasting from another location. and I'll be trying to come on earlier, all right? So I can take these calls here. So I want to come on here for those who don't know, are we in the last days? Are we in the last times? Are we in the end of days? All right? We are, beyond any shadow of a doubt. If your pastor is not telling you, if your parents didn't tell you, your uncle, your grandmama, whoever, if some people are still in denial, you may want to start reading your Bible and see if these are the people who you need to, always be around. Because if they're not prepping, the conversation is not about these things, and their conversation is about where they're going next week and next month, and that's all fine and dandy if they are prepped, or they're trying to prep for what's going on. Their soul and their goods. But if not, you may want to think twice about that, right? So, anyway, living below your means is not a bad thing, because you can leave cushion. You don't have to worry about what people think about you, because guess what? You're doing it to make it through these times. And we're to be very grateful for what we have. The Bible says, be content with food, shelter, and raiment. Okay? So I'm going to play this song by my brother Rawchaa, on this same subject. Because I told him I was going to play this song here. So let me play a song. And I'm going to say shalom. I love you all. I'm going to go get me some good food. I smell it. I smell that food up in there. Ooh, boy, everything in my house made from scratch. Everything made from scratch. I don't want to go out to eat. I don't care about going out to eat. If I had a choice of going to 30 restaurants, I'm going to pick home. Because my daughters and my wife, they're going to throw down that good old food from the garden. And the freshly, everything. Okay? So that's what I'm about. It's time for us to learn how to feed ourselves, clothe ourselves, whatever. Whatever we can do, the best we can do. We can't do everything because we're still in captivity. But let us try our best, all right? I want to say peace and blessings to you all. And I hope you enjoyed this song. It's called Life So Great, from Brother Rawchaa, my Benjamite brother. You know what I'm talking about? Peace and blessings. Fair use. All right? Fair use.
Praises be to the Most High. Give thanks and praise. I coulda never complain. My life's so great. Life's so great. I coulda never complain. Watch out now. I take a look at life and I appreciate it. Yeah. Even when things don't seem to be going my way many days. I give thanks for the little that the Most High bless me with. Cause many have wealth but them don't happy. Living their life in pure misery. But my life's so great. Life's so great. I coulda never complain. Give thanks and praise. Life's so great. I coulda never complain. My life's so great. Life's so great. I coulda never complain. Give thanks and praise. Life's so great. I coulda never complain. No. Enough get caught in the matrix. Reality I check, but them never take notice. Now their life is so hopeless. System shut down, leave the whole world in a chaos. I give thanks for simplicity. Now live above my ability. Good health, good food and raiment. I give the Most High praises. Cause my life's so great. Life's so great. I coulda never complain. Give thanks and praise. Life's so great. I coulda never complain. My life's so great. Life's so great. I coulda never complain. Give thanks and praise. Life's so great. I coulda never complain. No. The greatest thing in life is to have good health and strength. And everything that you need will always fall in place. Cause once you have life, then you have hope. Don't forget to be thankful. Oh, Most High, I'm so grateful. Grateful. You make my life so great. Life so great. I coulda never complain. Give thanks and praise. life so great. I coulda never complain, my life so great, life so great. I coulda never complain, give thanks and praise. Life so great, I coulda never complain, no. You see right now, I don't join the complaint gang, you know. I give thanks for life and I give thanks for the little bit where the most I blessed with, you know. As the Bible said that, the little bit that the poor man have is better than the riches of the wicked, you know. So I give thanks, you hear that? Most I thank you. Hey, my life so great, life so great. I coulda never complain, thanks and praise. Life so great, yeah. Life so great, my life so great. I coulda never complain, give thanks and praise. Life so great, I coulda never complain, no. Life so great, life so great. I coulda never complain, give thanks and praise. Life so great, I coulda never complain, no.
Listen. You talking about Benjamin. Don't make me bring Benjamin in here to come in Benjamin. You know what I'm talking about? That's bars. I got bars for days. But anyway, shout out to my brother Rawchaa Allah. You understand me? So, anyway, I love you all. And make sure you guys prepare for these times that we're in. See the times and do what you need to do. Stand strong. Just because this empire and falling on me, we have to fall with this empire. We're supposed to be rising. We're supposed to fight. We're supposed to get in front of things so that we can carry each other, help each other, make it through this thing in prayer and fasting and giving and charity, right? And just, you know, let's get as much carnal things as we can out of this world to help this gospel to flourish, because we have some people, you know, who have the wherewithal, who have been given, you know, a lot for this time, for this moment, because, you know, this is our kingdom. So we decide if we're going to fall with this place or if we're going to just die with our riches, and you know what I'm saying? So some people have the wherewithal. So we have to remember that we will all have all things common one day, but it's just right now, at least we can do, get in front of it with our, with our households, do what we need to do for our church, make sure everybody's paying their tithes, make sure everybody's helping this machine stay well oiled. And when it comes down to where we have have to have all one things in common, we've had enough practice to make sure that we can perfect this thing as best as we can for the Most High, because he's looking at us. And Judah, you understand, you gotta step your game up, Judah, because you are the leaders of this thing. You understand, and you know, hey, you the other tribes is looking at you to follow, but you're gonna have to come with it. You know what I mean? So, anyway, peace and blessings. I want everybody to make sure that you go to historytimes.org and make sure you join our Hebrew and Bible Academy, okay? If you want to learn that Bible and you want to stay sharp and you want to be able to go out into the world to help and wake up people up before this thing goes crazy, okay? You're going to get the news on there. You're going to learn how to speak the language of the ancient Israelites and their God, Hebrew, with Elder Lawya. You understand? Mark, Elder Shapat, is going to come over there with some good news, and Mark is just crazy funny. Got to see my brother again at Passover. Okay, and you're going to get the proper lessons broken down in the Bible, okay? So that's for those of you who are new, who don't understand that Bible, and you really want to understand and get educated when it comes to it, because you've been lied to for so many years. And you don't have to disrespect your pastor, because she may have not known that a woman wasn't supposed to teach, even though it's in the Bible. But they, you know, some of them were genuine and just didn't know. And guess what? They can come and join too. They can come and join. And then they can go back and teach it to their church. This is not about separating pastors from their people and things like that. So we just want to put that out there. We're not here to say we know everything and know it all. Now, what we do teach, we know. And if we came down to say there's something we didn't know, we're humble enough to say, hey, you know what, we stand corrected on that. But I'm gonna tell you, what we do teach, we know. So just want to put that out there. We're not here to tear down our people. We're here to raise them up and rise the valley of dry bones. Okay. Peace and blessings. If you want to get you some good old supplements, as a matter of fact, I need to take me one of these right now. You know what I'm talking about? This good old probiotics. Oh, don't drop it. Yeah, this good old probiotics. You know, we got all type of stuff for you. KIIYsupplements.com. That stands for Kingdom is in you. Because the kingdom is in you. Peace and blessings. HistoryTimes.org.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book. And the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.